Welcome to the epic tales of Misplaced Meeples, a D&D 5th edition adventure hosted by Epic Gaming Nights. Welcome to the epic tales of Misplaced Meeples. Thanks everybody for joining us again for another episode. We are going to be picking back up in our scenario, the same place we left off. When we have the whole crew here, we got Matt.
Hey.
the Genasi air sorcerer making us spin circles in a ship. Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
And Crystal.
Hello.
Which we're trying to figure out if this episode's gonna be PG because
it's gonna be fine. Everything's
because
fine.
Heather's character's love interests.
Just because I let a vampire drink my blood does not mean anything.
Sort of does.
And Rob!
Hey.
Just trying to figure out what's going on with his bloodline and his peoples. You know. And our Dungeon Master, Adam. What's going on?
Hello.
And if you could give us a recap of sort of like what kind of stuff happened last week, in case anybody's just tuning back in.
All right. So last week we
I guess it wasn't last week, last month.
last month.
Last
it doesn't
episode.
feel like that long.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like that long. Oh man! So last month, Malachi managed to maintain enough control of the airship to kind of get everybody off of the Lost Isle. We're across, perceivably, this dangerous part of the Void Sea, and we have landed near this goblin mound, somewhere near this goblin mound that they've been in pursuit of. It's where they presume that their missing compatriot Belmo, the Frostbitten, might be. The ship belongs to Markale of the Southern Sea, a very old and very handsome vampire.
He was
He's
crusty.
very good looking.
I just remember him as crusty guy.
He feels a little papery, but he's old. And he smells like Armani and sulfur, as memory serves me correctly. So the ship is kind of magically imbued by the wind and is crewed by the spirits of some somewhat disembodied, dismembered drow. And as we got here, getting off, and we sort of found that there was some storage facilities that seemed to have goblin tunnels underneath them. Became overwhelmed by 100-ish goblins pouring out at a massive rate, and we found ourselves retreating back to the airship, which was precariously parked on a cliff along the sea, where this is hard to describe.
Yeah.
Malachi, who has the ability to fly this ship because of his heritage, brings the thing up in the air and proceeds to barrel roll it to fling the goblins off of it, which sends E-Ray spiraling down into the sea and leaves T with Foley around his neck, just eviscerating goblins. Like, I believe Matt's words were like the agitator foaming something up in the washing machine inside of the cabin of the ship. And just before Crystal fell, she was saved by our friend Markale.
Not our friend.
Not our friend.
He's so nice.
He seems lovely.
He's kind of sketchy.
Markale seems really interested in this point at obtaining a heirloom of T's, which is his mother's tooth, his only remaining memory of her, since she was presumably murdered by the blood dragon, who is this kind of
Who's not presumed. I saw her burn in my face.
He is a sort of a held together by dwarven construct dragonborn who is also in pursuit of the party right now. This is complicated, man. I've weaved us into some weird place.
No wonder I needed a recap. I was like, what is happening?
And we know that is somehow tied in to whatever the goblins have got going on underneath the mound, and we know that it is some sort of an affront to Markale, who wants this tooth, and the tooth is currently missing as far as T is concerned. And that's where we're at. So we're back on the deck. Most of these goblins have been vanquished, and we are kind of in a standoff between Markale and T at this point.
But Markale and them, they're not back on the deck. Aren't they in the water?
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, they would be, I suppose they would be at the top of the cliffs at this point. Because if you recall, he one-handed Spider-Man up that cliff.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you're correct. They're not on the deck. They're on the ground. You guys are in the ship, presumably hovering above the cliffs.
I would like to do a perception check to see if I see my necklace that I notice is now gone.
Give me a roll.
An 11.
You know that you don't have it.
Hey,
Okay.
I will try to gently set the boat back down somewhere.
Are there still a million goblins everywhere?
There are. Right now, I'm going to say that they're not particularly active, but what'd we say we ended up? There was 20 in the cabin.
Yeah, they're all dead.
Memory serves me, and about 10 of those were sliced up like Fruit Ninja.
Yeah.
So there's about 10 goblins in some state of being washed and battered inside of here still.
I meant like
So
on
we
the
still in
ground,
initiative?
like coming towards us and stuff.
We're still in, we're gonna say that we're still in initiative right now. Hold on, let me
Dice, that might be important.
just real quick. Let me check my initiative track from last time, because I'm a grown up with Mead notebooks full of this. All right.
Yeah.
Love it.
Except for I think I opened the wrong one. Yep, there it is. This is the right one. Now I broke the fifth wall because there it is. My initiative tracker from last time was folded up and put away. Okay, good. So we're at the only people in initiative with the goblins right now are going to be Foley and Toruk. So let's resolve that.
Nice.
So T, you take your perception. You're in initiative with these goblins. There's about 10 of them in the room yet. Anything you do at this point because of the washing machine effect would be at advantage.
Okay. I'm gonna swing like at a bunch of them, but I'm swinging like they're all golf balls because I'm trying to knock them out of the way to see if I can see my necklace underneath them. And so I'm just literally slashing back and forth for however many times you'll let me, just where I can hit them hard enough where their bodies get off the ground so I can find my necklace.
Roll for attack.
Uh, 19. Or do I need to do? Is that just my? I got a 16 and then my proficiency bonus. Do I add strength or anything like that to it? Because I mean, I'm at 19 with just the proficiency.
No, you're good.
Okay.
All right, so you're going to hit these guys. Roll for damage.
Yeah, they're all on the ground, and I'm going to town. Like I said, like I'm a really
Stomping
angry
down.
mini putt guy, and just trying to find my necklace. And I vaguely remember something about the vampire telling E-Ray something about my necklace. And the more I think about it, the harder I swing. Because I'm like, no way she would do that to me. So.
All right, so did roll damage. Roll
Oh.
damage.
I forgot how to play. It's been a long day. D10, right? I have to roll D10 3 times. Okay.
Eric, great axe. So whatever you got there, the
14.
14. You just hit one. Head pops right off, just like a perfect form shot right down the center of the fairway.
I'm kind of
And
glad
you'll
we're
also-
just destroying this dude's cabin. I don't know why.
I'm
The head
totally fine
just-
with that.
We just messed
Head
this
just
guy's
bounces-
cabin up
the head bounces
hardcore.
off the back wall, and it lands just like on a shelf, just along some of those trinkets, those old trinkets he had in there. And you're gonna get those 5 temporary hit points there for killing that goblin. Many of them, actually, as many as you killed before last time. You should have those 5 temporary hit points in there.
And so you should have 5 temporary hit points.
So whatever you had, you have a little +5 pool currently.
I'm at 22 right now because I was at 17.
Yep. So you're at 22 right now with those 5 temporary. Then
So I only killed 1.
you only killed 1, and then I'm gonna hold on. Then the goblins. There we go. 4 goblins see that, and they just go for the windows, literally throwing themselves out the windows. Just crash. You just kind of that yellowing glass that you would see inside of a captain's cabin. There, they just smash out 4 of them, just one after the other, just leaving trails of blood and raggedy leather clothing in the shards of the windows. They just throw themselves out in fear as they see this happen. Fully.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to be an assassin rogue and just try to wreck whatever ones I can see. How many are left in here? There shouldn't be that many, right?
5 now.
Okay.
5 alive.
I'm gonna jump off Taruk's back, and the closest one to me, I'm just gonna try to like stab my dagger into it and like mess it up hardcore. I got a 20, so that seems good.
Oh, all right. Let's do Let's treat this natural 20 with a little bit more fun. I'm gonna say
Gotcha.
whatever damage you roll is gonna be 1 hand to a goblin each.
Okay.
So let's roll damage and get 2 goblins with it.
So that should be a total of 14.
All right, so you're gonna come down with just off of his back, both hands out, just like flying, just flying through the air, Spider-Man posture,
Yeah.
And your daggers just come down in the heads of 2 of the goblins, and you just like popping through the top of a melon, just, and they both just crumple underneath you, dead.
I've killed a lot of goblins in this place so far.
I know. You and goblins are just not.
I used to be this like nice, meek, mild guy, and now it's just like I went up that level, and now it's like, well, it's time to switch on the assassin. Sneak past
Dead bird will
everything,
do
kill
it.
everything.
So there are 3 left. T, it's you.
I mean, there
Bro.
was 3 left.
14.
14 will hit. Roll that
Yes.
damage.
Six. 15.
That's another dead goblin. This time, just another golf swing, and T just with the perfect follow through one hand. This time, he just looks off.
I hold
Yeah,
up the axe like almost like a basketball shot. I just hold it there, like I'm proud of that hit.
And it just
I feel good about that one.
this goblin breaks in half at the waist, and just hits the wall and just slides down. Just kind of turns upside down as it goes, and head just crumples into the wall. We're down to 2 goblins. Let me roll these. Goblin's turn. And both of those goblins also then scatter and jump out of that hole that was made by their 4 buddies earlier.
Can
And you guys are in it.
Can I do like a
Go ahead.
perception check to like try to find like the necklace and see if it's like on the ground around the goblins or anything like that? As I like try to search the area.
Yeah, you can do that.
20.
20.
I rolled 2 20s in a row. I swear. Like it doesn't. Oh, it rolled. It rolled to a 1. But anyway.
Yeah, sounds convenient.
But it was a 20. That's stupid.
You
Come
don't
on.
know.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. He finds it. If that vampire has it, I'm...
The goblins aren't covering up this thing at all. Like, from what you can see on the floor,
No.
no sign of this.
Gotcha.
Rewrite this. This is terrible. How did he get it off of me?
I'm kind of worried because we've been all over the place. Like, I hope
Well, no,
we
we were in
didn't.
the village.
Right. I'm
We
hoping
ran.
we didn't lose it somewhere else. Or I'm hoping E-Ray didn't take it. Dun dun dun. Crystal's just
Sorry.
being real quiet over there.
Could you guys have been texting each other, kind of like how Roy did with that like little note in my Misplaced Meeples thing? And you were like, E-Ray, I want you to secretly know, will you do this? And you did it? Oh, yes, you did. You did, because you're not saying anything. Ah,
This is
You're right.
too. Wait.
Well, I say I don't think that it's in the cabin here. Like I searched this thing top to bottom, and with my keen gnome eyes, I don't see it. Definitely not under the
Well,
goblins or anything here.
I'm going to let you know, friend or not, whoever took my necklace will die.
Yeah, for sure.
They'll die! And then I go to walk out of the cabin, and as I walk, I do like a little slip on like a piece of brain or something. I brace myself, I look back at you, and I give you a look like, don't laugh. Because I was trying to be serious. And then I
this
still
is
walk
serious.
out. But I take like a 1/4 point of damage for my twisted ankle.
Oh my goodness.
It was only temporary hit points. It's fine.
Yep. So you.
Dang it, E-Ray!
So,
Him sucking your blood could not have been that good of experience for everything that we've been through. Okay.
All right, so we're walking out of the cabin. What's going on now?
you guys walk out of the cabin, and the ship is starting to lower itself, just neatly. For once, we were going to land this thing for once, kind of neatly. It seems like maybe Malakwa is getting the hang of this. He's kind of just confidently like got this thing going down. Like, all right, like this isn't so bad.
Good times.
Well, at least the goblins know that they should be running in fear.
They do. So what you guys see now is just kind of there's the carnage on the deck from some of these goblins that have been just smashed and slid out of the cabin and whatever. And you're kind of just leaning there on the rocks and on kind of the barren shore. And just off in the clearing between there's just Crystal's dog and the Caramello now. Caramello. Oh my goodness. Remember the 90s commercials from those? The chocolate sensation, stretch it out.
Yeah. Lana heard me eating chips and say hello.
Wouldn't be an episode if we weren't distracted by a dog for
I
like
know,
a
right?
second. All right. Well, my dog abandoned me. He's like, screw this, I'm leaving. So you see Markale and E-Ray, and they're walking across that kind of open space between those storage facilities and where kind of the landing pad for the ship had been, which is a couple hundred yards or whatever it was, 300 feet, I think we had said before.
Yeah.
And they're both soaking wet, and they're kind of plodding across. And Markale says, "It's the tooth now. It's the tooth now, or we're all dead, Dragonborn." He's just hollering.
Did Rob freeze?
Oh, I thought Rob was giving him the silent treatment.
No, he's well, either that or he's real good at not moving.
No, he totally froze.
Like real.
Oh no.
Oh, he's coming back.
You asked me that.
Oh man. Skype just broke the game.
We thought you were like giving him the silent treatment real hard, and it's like, oh, never mind.
No, I went to go hit the button to unmute myself, and it shut down. I literally hit the microphone, and my Skype turned off.
Nice.
Welcome to Skype.
Yeah.
Misplaced Meeples brought to you by Skype.
I need to switch to Discord or something.
Tooth or what?
So Mark Hale said it's the tooth or we're all going to be dead.
Well, then you're going to be dead. You're going to be dead. And I'm acting like I still have the tooth. I don't want him to know, but on the inside I'm crying because I don't. But on the outside I'm like, I guess we're all going to be dead. Screw you, buddy. Or as T would say, screw you.
So Mark Hale and E-Ray kind of they're approaching it, and he reaches his hand out to you, E-Ray, and he kind of beckons you to, grab his palm as they approach the ship.
And I reach out without thought and grab his hand.
Shut up! This is really
should start
bad.
thinking about these things before you do them, Crystal. No, I'm just kidding.
My character's gonna die off today. I'm killing somebody. Me.
And Crystal prepares to roll up a new character.
I was gonna say I'm about to roll up a new character. I can't see how T survives this. He's about to fight Mark Hale.
So Mark Hale just kind of
I'm like sleep in the last multiple days. I've used every single spell possible. Like I'm at my weakest, and I've twisted my ankle. And I'm about to die.
So Mark Hale kind of grabs there, and they kind of lock at the forearm, and he just kind of raises both of his arms out, and they kind of a little plume of mist comes from underneath them, and they just kind of quickly ascend without touching anything and land on the deck in front of you guys. And he sort of then lets go of your hand, Crystal, and gives you a little bow. Like the gentleman that he is. He's very
he's a douchebag.
He's a Lord of the Rings. He's a Lord of the Rings type man. He's got that. After the violence, there's always the courtesy. He's kind of looking around at you guys, and he's like, "There's more of them than I expected. This can't be good. The mindless.
Get off my shit, man.
The drones. They're everywhere. I can hear them beneath the ground as we speak. We have little time. Where is the tooth?"
I'm not giving you anything. What? You wake up out of a coffin. We don't know who you are. We don't know your social security number, your middle name, nothing. You wake up out of a coffin, you jump on our ship, and then you ask for my most prized possession, and then you, like, bewitched, suck the blood out of my friend there, and you float with her, and you're all giddy, and I totally rocked and destroyed your cabin. I don't feel bad about it. Not zero badness about what's the mess in your cabin now. And you expect me to give you a piece of my mom, the last piece of my mom, and you're thinking, oh, I should give it to the guy who hears voices in his head? I can hear drones? You can hear... What's a drone? It's goblins. You're the dumbest, stupidest vampire. You need to go back to sleep or I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
Okay, so as T is ranting, I walk over to him and I slowly put my hand up onto his, and I put my hand up near his face, and I say, that tooth is not worth your life, and it is not worth the lives of your friends.
You'd be wise to listen to your friend, Dragonborn.
Crazy voices guy. Shut up. Listen, E-Ray, pre-bite, I would have believed you, but post-bite, I can't. And then I whisper to her, like, I don't know where the tooth is.
Okay, so a moment of clarity comes onto my face, and I turn back around, and I address Mark Hale, and I say, it's obvious that he's not giving up the tooth right now. Perhaps we should attempt to retreat to a safer location and deal with this after we've all rested.
We may not have time for that.
Oh my.
What your diminished senses aren't telling you is that the earth beneath us is becoming a threat as we speak. And as he says that, the ship just kind of resettles a little bit on the ground.
Well, luckily, we have all of this water.
Guys, as you're looking over at him, you do start to feel a little vibration in the wood on the deck, and as it's happening, Markel kind of takes his hand and he does one of these, like if you were calling a waiter over for his check, above his head, and the drow rise up from the floorboards, and he looks over at them, and they're kind of like just around you guys in a semicircle on both sides. And he says, "My brothers, it has been many years, but I'm afraid that we must part today." And he and he looks over at Malakwi, and he says, trying to word this right so it sounds cool. He's like, he says, Winded one. He's trying to find some cool way to say that. I blew that the second I said it.
He who farts through the sky.
It's like a unicorn. Oh gosh. Do you feel you have sufficient command of this vessel? Answer now. We have no time.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Good. Grasp the controls and hold on. So it starts to really shake, like it's earthquake level shaking is starting to happen here.
Cool. I'll grab the rod and see if we can just hover.
Yep, you're going to try to hold this thing in place, so I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw from you.
Hey. What's the modifier? That's a hard 7.
Oh! Things start to get real wild here. He's got it hovering, but the ship, you guys can kind of feel it lift up, and it's starting to waver. I'm talking like seasick levels. It's Mark Wahlberg at the end of A Perfect Storm. Like the sides are just going up, and you feel this just kind of like pressure, like a low pressure drop. Like he's kind of like, and it just. And as it hits the ground, there's an exploding sound. It is just deafening. The glass shatters from the cabin, and as you guys are standing there, wood just flies from the sides of this thing, from the planks beneath your feet, and you all start to fall over. I need acrobatic saving throws from everybody except for Malakwi. We're going to assume you are somewhat on staff right now.
That's not the best.
I got a 14.
I also have a 14.
I got a 7.
All right.
I guess my time had come.
So, the deck starts to split apart, and it's just pieces are flying everywhere. And as you guys kind of are falling back and reaching out to grab onto something, just anything, T, you're able to reach out and grab onto what was once the side of the ship, but now is this cold piece of iron. And the same thing for you, E-Ray. You kind of have one hand on Markel's shoulder, and the other hand is braced on the deck as you started to kind of slide over, and it's smooth stone beneath. And Folly, you tumble down towards the bow of the ship as it's kind of losing control.
Yeah.
And you grab onto the edge of it, and again, it's this cold marble, and the wood is flying past you, and you take a plank to the head, and it's going to bonk you 2 points of damage on that bludgeoning.
Nice.
And As you look over your shoulder, Folly, what you see is the wood from the ship is flying out to sea. I mean, it looks like autumn leaves just blowing down the street.
Gotcha.
Crystal, autumn leaves are these things that fall off trees in the north, and they.
Hey, I grew up in Missouri.
I know. You're a true Midwest girl.
That was a good joke, though. I've lived out here for almost 11 years, so really, leaves falling off trees does not exist here.
So they're just blowing away, and you see the spirits of the drow just going with the wood. It's this giant, just kind of tangle. They just look like a murder of crows going off together, just. And what you guys see below you is this giant cylinder with these giant etchings in it, and it is glowing and pulsing. And Markel is standing there, and he says, he's got his hand out to T, and he says, "It's now or never, Dragonborn." And as he says it, behind you guys, there is an explosion. A plume of earth flies up into the air. It is like almost mushroom cloud in stature, just darkening the moon, darkening the stars that are over kind of the side of the ship that would be facing the island. Like you could see the trees from the forest line and some of the wasteland out. It's gone. It's darkened, and rising up out of the earth is this enormous glinting object. It's huge. It's above the ship at this point, and there's this ghastly sort of purple light coming through it, and it's kind of breaking through the dirt and the rocks that are kind of falling down over you guys. And you guys are at this point covered. Like you're just like the dirt is falling all over you. The little pebbles and rocks are falling all over you. And what you guys are looking at in front of you is this massive construct. It looks like a man. It's huge. Giant arms, a giant square head, again, etched everywhere. Looking very similar to the ship below your feet, but if you look close enough, this thing is crawling with goblins. They are everywhere. They're coming out of the eye sockets. They're in between the joints. You see them falling off of it at every end, and it's just kind of clumsily teetering towards you guys. But this thing is easily 85 feet tall.
Well, that's a pickle.
Can we just ram it with a giant cylinder?
Would you say this thing is enormous?
It is very enormous.
So does that qualify in the stuff that Malakwi can fly? You said enormous, large, and big.
He could get this thing off the ground in theory, yeah.
So he could, in theory, throw it into the middle of the water.
I said he could fly it. I don't say.
Well, I mean, flying it is moving it, right? And so he could fly it to the middle of the ocean and then drop it.
He could.
Like I'm assuming I would also have to be attached to it in some way.
No, you just had to point the staff at it.
I don't know if that's how it works. I thought he had to be on board.
Well, the staff is not touching the ship. He's holding the staff in his hand.
Yeah, but
He's still on the ship. He's on the cylinder. The staff is. Let me describe this for you. The staff. Now that you're there, the contraption that was kind of like the old wheel is torn away, and what you see is behind the wood, which clearly was just a veneer to hide this ridiculous object.
Yeah.
Is this huge ring of stone, and the staff is kind of gently balanced in between it and clasped on by these kind of like iron fingers. You can still remove it like you could before, but you're still very much flying the cylinder at the moment.
Oh no, it's evil goblins! Ah!
okay.
Evil goblins.
So Markel, as you guys are kind of staring at this in wonder, he scrambles forward to kind of where Malakwi is at, and he just looks. He looks over at T, and he says, like beckons with the hand, and he's, "We need the tooth to get out of here alive."
Huh. Still with the tooth.
suddenly from behind you, this giant hand just kind of starts to lean lumbering over the top of the cylinder, and it just hits it right. Just, and you guys, everyone kind of flops up in the air. I'm gonna need a Constitution. Or, sorry, an acrobatics saving.
He hits the ship. The
It punches the
Voltron.
ship.
Yeah.
The Voltron hits the ship. Just when it hits,
no.
you,
It's not as bad, but still not that good.
It's gonna be one of these nights.
Acrobatics, so
Do it.
dexterity.
or athletics, it's fine. Either
With
one.
my +3. Oh wait, athletics. Is that any better?
Do you add your proficiency with your athletics thing?
You just use the
Only if you
skill
have
if it's
proficiency.
higher.
Just the skill. Yeah. So I have a 5 with when I add my 3 dex.
I have
So-
12 this
Oh,
time.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm killing you with athletics checks lately, Crystal.
I'm distracted right now.
I have 12.
12. 16.
I got that solid nat 1.
Oh no!
Five for me.
Oh, man.
Well,
Remember that time that Malachi died?
Malachi, you lose your grip on the ship.
Wow.
It jolts you guys so hard that as Malachi loses the staff in his hands, he kind of lets go of it, and just the whole ship kind of bucks forward with the fist of this giant goblin construct, and it's just, I mean, like the goblins that are like in between the joints of the fingers just kind of explode, like the bottom bit of the finger kind of breaks as it hits, but you guys just see Malachi just go spinning. I mean, he just loses control, slides on the front of the deck, off the front of the cylinder, and winds up in the dirt. 6 points of damage there, Malachi, just on your back. Wind just taken out of you immediately. E-Ray, you go sliding down the front.
What are you currently at, Matt?
9.
E-Ray is sliding off of the front of the construct, and she's hanging on just by the edge of the kind of that kind of weird irony railing that's on the edge of this cylinder at this point, kind of just where it's etched and grooved. And T, you and Foley managed to kind of maintain your
Yeah, we do.
you guys kind of grab each other, like Foley kind of has a hold of T's leg, and you guys kind of manage to stay.
I've been
with,
using you for
My
stability.
man-sized hands around his back like a big father to hold him like, son, I got you, little person. But while I'm doing this, I'm still looking directly at Mark Hale and just like shaking my head. Like, no.
I think the size difference is way bigger than, or way different than like a parent and their kid. Like, you're way big and I'm way small.
Yeah, I know. So you're like a toddler to me.
Tiny thing.
in that same instance that Malachi lost control, the ship's falling now. So you guys, we fall. Now it's a good probably 30 or 40 feet of that hovering, and it just smashes onto the ground again. And I need a athletics saving throw again from the three of you.
all right. And
Hey!
oh, good.
Buddy.
Hey, we've
Athletics is
improved.
my
I
thing.
got 22 now.
No, hold
Yeah.
on. Last time I got a 5. This time I got a 6.
I'm sure it'll be fine. That 1 point will make you get there, right?
Moving on up.
E-Ray also.
Your dex is so
falls
good,
off of
though.
it.
Yep, it sure is. And I rolled a 2 and then a 3. So
E-Ray, you fall off the side of the construct as well. 5 points of bludgeoning damage. She is hurting, I think.
So what was the damage last time? I missed it.
You didn't take any damage the first time. You just slid to the end.
Oh, okay, good.
So
Then
just
that's fine.
Just 5 now.
So now I'm at 16 out of 24.
Okay. So she falls down again. She kind of lands. You land about 7-8 feet away from Malachi. Again, boom, boom. It just knocks the wind out of you. The dirt is still falling on your face. You guys are filthy at this point, still kind of in the air. It's kind of gritting in your teeth. You guys. What did you roll, T?
19.
19. You guys managed to hold on, but the as it hits the ground, the cylinder, like the glowing in between the cracks and the hum that you were hearing, it kind of goes dead. And you guys are standing there, and above you comes this giant fist is coming down again. And as it
Before
comes
it
down,
can I jump to grab the rod?
Yeah, go for it. Roll
Athletics.
Yeah.
Okay. 'Cause that's my jam. 22.
22. You get your hands on the rod and you feel a surge of nothing go through you. It's cold steel like a baseball bat. You're just like, damn it. Now
I may not be the chosen one, but I still have it in my hand.
So you've got a hold of it, and Markel is there, and he's kind of now you're right by him, right? And he reaches out and he grabs onto the pole himself, and he says, he puts his hand out and he gestures down, and what you see in front of you is this pentagonal shaped kind of hole, and he says, "The tooth is the key, Dragonborn. The tooth is the key now."
So side note, back when we were spinning and stuff like that, sort of lost a tooth somewhere. I legit say I can't give it to you because I don't have it. And if I did have it, I would have naturally stuck it in there anyway because I'm an inquisitive person and I just don't like you. But I don't have the key. I don't have the key. The key is gone.
You lost this thing which you were willing to die for, and just as he says it, wham! The fist hits the side of the cylinder again. Everyone is just shaking at this point, vibrating, and I'm going to need that last athletic saving throw from the two of you that are on the deck here before we...
Oh, wait, I'm already off, right? So does that mean...
You don't need it, just the two.
Bro.
Okay.
Is it still? Does it have to be athletics, or is it still can be acrobatics?
It could be either, I suppose.
Okay. It makes a big difference. Never mind. I rolled a 1.
All of my rolls have been getting better since I started.
All right, so Foley, you're going to go sliding off the edge of this cylinder too. Boom! You land on the opposite side of where Crystal and where Ire and Malakoi have landed.
Seems bad for me.
It's a bludgeoning damage.
How much?
6. T, what did you roll?
Goodness.
24.
T is still on here, so you're just kind of staring at him.
I'm at 8.
He's like, "There's nothing that can be done," and he reaches out and just grabs a hold of you. I'm gonna need you to make a contested strength roll with him.
Strength?
Yeah.
18.
That's not gonna do it.
Shut up.
So you grab a hold of him.
18.
And you feel,
18 doesn't do it.
shocking.
Oh my goodness.
feel shockingly overpowered by this much slighter creature. He kind of just manages to kind of just he's like Tito Ortiz in the early aughts. He kind of gets his, like my references here, gets his arms around you and squeezes you, and you guys both tumble off the side as he kind of gator rolls you guys off, and you feel the coolness of the mist underneath your feet and kind of in your tail, and you guys land down between Ire and Malakoi, and he looks at the two of them and he says, "I think now would be a good time to run." So he reaches down and grabs Ire up by the arm, and they start running off ahead of you guys towards kind of the tree line. Although what's a tree line here, again, remember, this is kind of a wasteland, so there's brambling trees, and he's going quite quick. He's got this mist underneath his feet, and he's kind of dragging her along, and they're just heading sort of northeast, which would be not quite in the trajectory. Just to give you guys an idea, like it's more straight east down the coastline is what would have gotten you to the houses, kind of the huts that you were at before, the storage huts. You guys are kind of veering north of them and going towards this tree line. He's going, and Ire is going with him.
I feel really suspicious about this because you're doing a lot of things for Crystal. Like you guys had like a pre-meeting or pre-show show.
There was no...
We actually didn't.
There was no discussion prior to our stream today.
There wasn't. Except for about Star Wars Adventures.
Oh, that's Star Trek, yeah.
Star Trek. Sorry. Oh my god, I can't believe I geek fumbled that one.
I know, I'm not offended. I just wanted to make sure that anybody listening knew what we were talking about. It's not a big deal.
He just has the core book on sale right now. So I got that stuff.
Yeah,
I guess
we did not discuss anything between our last session and this session. I promise.
Yeah. Only conversations Crystal and I have had been on Twitter about board games.
Okay. Sure. All right, so we're on the ground, and the chances of us finding the necklace again are next to nothing because Earth is falling around us, ship is exploding around us. Like, now's not the time. So, and I'm not holding the staff anymore, but Malakwa is holding the staff.
No one's holding the staff.
I think it's on the ship thing that we're running away from,
I thought
right?
I grabbed it and took it off, and I felt nothing. And
No,
then
you couldn't
Malakwa
get
grabbed
off
it.
there. That doesn't come off for you, Dragonborn. You grabbed a piece of iron and just held on to it. It was the railing on a ship, as far as you're concerned.
Can we see the staff?
From where you're at?
Yeah.
No, because the cylinder is still roughly the size of the ship. It's a bit smaller now that the wood is off of it, but it is, the height of a pretty standard like clipper. It's
Okay.
How hard is it to climb?
I guess
it's like a smooth iron. This is like this coppery metal material with some stone in the seams that was glowing. I mean, it's pretty smooth. It would be a tough climb based on what you can see just looking at it. Doesn't mean it's undoable though, because there are some grooves. Kind of, it looks like it's a big puzzle piece type thing.
All right, I look at following Malakwa real quick, and I just ask, "What are you gonna do?"
I think Foley is actually not that close to you guys. He's on the other. You guys are separated by the cylinder right now.
Whenever I have a chance, I'm trying to run up to them so I can at least be together. I'm trying to stick with T in case I need more piggyback.
You tell
rides.
me you want to run away and start a family together, I'll do it. Or if you want to follow, I'll follow.
I want the staff.
You want the staff?
Yeah.
How about we go get the staff, we fly up to the top of this fake goblin head thing, and we make them fly into the water. I will protect you with my life. Let's do this. I do not want to follow Mark Hale. I don't even, Malakwa, I don't even have the tooth. I don't know where it's at. I lost it. We were fighting. I haven't slept in 4
Can I run
days.
up to them, or?
It's been a booger. The last time I slept was pre-booger.
I want to resolve their conversation real quick. What are you doing, Malakwa? Are you guys going to the top of this cylinder?
I don't remember if I had casted my racial ability or not.
Your racial ability? Like,
you did it
are you
last
racist
session,
or are you
yeah.
not racist?
Okay. So I can only do it once per long rest. So I don't have it, which limits my options a lot.
I'll throw you up there.
Let's do it.
All right,
I'll
so
say, throw me up there.
we're gonna
I'm
do
lighter.
this. We're gonna do this in initiative because as this is happening,
Fight.
the giant foot of this huge beast is coming down.
Athletics
So
check.
I need all three of you to roll initiative. Crystal, you're out of initiative, and I need you to check your instant message in a second.
That's not fair.
Meanwhile, Rob's just like, no.
I got 10.
14.
Got a different dice and got a 9.
I love that you're just screwing with Rob now.
Oh no, I'm really sending you a message now.
Oh shoot, okay.
Mark Hale takes you into the bushes.
You guys
Really?
come out.
Bushes, Roy, that's what you come up with.
Hey, there's not much time.
This is all family friendly here. Just,
He's just trying to protect you.
I mean, yeah.
This is
Okay, so that happened. Anyway, hold on 1 second, guys.
It's
Nothing bad's happening.
they're just talking about what they had.
A giant foot is stomping down on us, and you're like, oh yeah, nothing bad's happening.
All right. So unfortunately, guys, the foot is coming first.
Brilliant.
Ooh. All right. What is T and Malakoi, what is your armor class?
My armor class is 19.
Mine's 11.
Oh boy.
Yay!
This foot comes smashing down right in between the two of you as you guys are coming to ascend this thing, and you manage to kind of just like skirt off like this. You just kind of like, whoa, like just running back, right? Like you're just Barry Sanders. You got the full spin move, and
That's
like
right.
gust of dirt sends you kind of bouncing into the side of the cylinder, and you're able to keep yourself up in your hand. Malakoi, you take the toe of this thing, which also happens to have a goblin just holding on to the side of it, and it just bites you as it comes down there.
Stop.
And your goblin bite is going to be for 2 points of piercing damage.
Whoa.
So you take a bite right on the shoulder from the goblin.
You're real close there.
Finally, you don't know that they're over there, but you look up and see a fist. Oh, this thing has 2 attacks, I mentioned, coming down from the top. You're going to learn. I didn't need to tell you because you're going to learn from the mechanics. Foley, what's your AC?
14.
Oh, dude. This is just...
Do I just die here?
No, it's just tragically exactly 14.
Well, I'm sure it has some sort of pluses. Come on.
So it what do you call it? It comes smashing down. The hand comes smashing down on you.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be fun. Sorry,
I
Foley.
could just die here, guys.
That's gonna be 6 points of bludgeoning damage for Foley.
I got 2 hit points, guys.
Boom! You just get rocked by this thing.
I got
And then it is gonna
2 hit points, guys.
T, it's your move.
And I'm on this thing. Like I'm
You're
next.
holding onto the side of it.
Okay,
You're
so-
still on the ground.
Am I close to Malakwa where I can like throw him up there so we can take off? Because I already know with exhausted and as I am in all the spells, I don't have like I can't fight this thing. So I feel like my hope is to fly up. And so, am I near Malakwa at all where I could like grab him and like throw him on top?
Yeah, you could try that. You guys are still next to each other in my mind.
Okay. So yeah, for my initiative, while I'm holding on to that thing, I grab Malakwa, and I'm not trying to hurt him or anything, but I am forcibly putting him, like, I'm slamming his face basically into the staff, like, if you don't touch the staff.
All right, so you're trying to throw him up the side of the cylinder.
Yeah.
All right, so let's make that a strength. T's good at throwing people.
T is good at throwing people, and T just got a 23.
Whoa. Okay.
Waiting for
So
that.
he's able to boost you up the side of this thing, Malakwa. You get up there, and I think you're kind of flying up the side, and you land on your butt right on the rail of it. You're kind of teetering over, and T, you could still take a bonus action if you wanted to move or start to climb it, but you're probably not.
I'm like holding on to the side like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible 5 on the airplane thing. Like where I'm holding onto the side of the airplane. I'm hoping that it takes off type of thing. Like, and I'm just holding on and I'm like, go! And I guess like
Right.
my bonus action is I'm moving towards the platform to be like behind him so I can hold him like in Titanic, even though my character doesn't know that. So for him it's gonna be original. They copied us first.
So you're scaling the cylinder if you can. Give me another athletics.
Athletics is my jam, bro.
I know.
Okay, that time, nat 20, and then plus my 5. So now I not only scale, but now I'm spooning him from behind and I'm whispering in his ear, it's okay. It's all going to be okay.
I'm gonna let that happen.
Do I have a choice in the matter?
Make a save, Matt.
And you all thought that the PG-13 rating was going to come from me.
That's not
Foley,
that bad.
your turn.
I guess there's no way for me to get up on this thing now. Is there a way that I can like acrobats up it or like jump off of like the side of this thing and jump up onto the cylinder with those guys?
You could still try to scale the cylinder. You're hurting pretty bad right now. Like Foley's
Yeah.
bloody at this point, guys.
Oh yeah, I'm beyond bloodied.
He's beat up. He's hanging on. But yeah, you could try to climb it.
Okay, I'm gonna try to jump up there. I got 15 plus 5 is 20.
Tony, you were able to scale up the side of it, kind of get your fingers in the little kind of grooves, and you go right up, and you can see them. You're kind of at the center. You're a little bit north of center on the ship. It looks towards the bow
How
of the
far
ship.
away from them am I?
Oh, 20 feet, 15 feet, something like that.
Gotcha. Well, I'm
it's
trying
a
to
big
make my
ship,
way
right?
to
But
them as
it's
fast
only
as I can.
40 or 60 feet across. So
And I yell, T! I need you, T! T's like, I'm busy right now.
Hey man, we're trying to make a blue dragon here. Just leave it be.
And
So-
so he's trying to get on with us.
So he's up the side of it.
Oh, I'm on. I'm just not to where you guys are. I'm on the other side.
Can I like swing my tail towards him?
Is
You
your
could,
tail
but
20
we're-
feet?
We're still, except for we're in initiative.
Okay.
And this thing. Now the fist comes down on the front of the bow of the ship. In the front, and it just kind of pulverizes down. And rather than it shaking the whole ship, 2 of the fingers completely fall off, and 3 goblins come just running. No weapons in hand, just barehanded, and they're just running down at Folly.
Oh, that's not, guys. That's not good.
What's your armor class again? 14.
14. Yeah. It's
The
still
one
14.
reaches out-
It's
the
still
one
14
reaches
now.
Folly, and it just jumps on his back and bites into the back of his neck for 2 points of piercing damage, and Foley loses consciousness.
My character's the guy that dies every time. That's
I know, right?
Poor little Foley.
I hope you
So
guys
he-
have a bring back to life spell.
See, you and Malakwi just see him running at you, and the goblin just jumps on his back, and its teeth sink into his neck, and he just crumbles, like just boom. And he's at this point, I'm assuming with the goblin's momentum, with the fist coming down, everything happening, he's probably now about 10 feet away from you guys, and it will be T's turn.
I may have like a healing spell left because that's like the one thing I haven't used yet. No, because I used Cure Wounds back before we couldn't fall asleep. Man, and we don't have the potions and stuff because Crystal's got that bag, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does.
Such a jerk. You made this like so hard.
Oh, that was
Yeah, she does.
just the right response.
Every week, Roy signs on. His character's dead, but he just sits there and listens to everybody else talk. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. So is the goblin still around?
Yeah, it's on his back.
He's like on me.
All
It's
right.
sinking its teeth into his neck.
Before I spin, I give Malakwa a quick kiss on the cheek. Then I spin around,
If
just like a, I'll be back. And I spin around, axe in hand, smack the goblin off, hit him for days. I got 18 plus whatever proficiency thing you
Yeah,
want me to
18 will
add.
do it. That's cool. That's cool.
I hit him for days, and can I assume that we're moving now? Like we're up in the air, so like any type of nudge would knock the goblin off, or I can do my damage.
You haven't flown yet because remember we're kind of it's a few seconds per turn. We haven't gotten to Malakwi yet, so he can fly us in a second.
I did 14 points of damage to this goblin, and I remember from the cabin, 14 damage is pretty good.
On these particular goblins, indeed it is. You have eviscerated this goblin's face.
Yeah. And then with like my hand, I just like, because Foley's so small, I almost like palm his whole body in my hand.
So you're gonna kind of cover him up.
I'm gonna kind of cover him up, and like I'm gonna hold on to him. I'm just gonna whisper like, "It's okay, big guy. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." I love you. And then like a tear, and I'm hoping this is a magic tear. Like a 1 point.
The magic tear of the dragon.
1 point of health tier falls.
Can't you do like health checks or whatever to try to like bring someone back?
But I use that like 76 hours.
Is there a way to like trigger off second winds or something like that? I don't know. 5th edition.
Oh, you mean healing? We didn't really do healing surges, but that would be.
That's a fighter thing. And
yeah. And yeah, some people just use it.
Just roll a medicine check to stabilize you, so you don't make death saves anymore.
Yeah.
We're not there yet. We got to go over to Malakwi real quick.
Okay. So, I need a little bit more help framing this out. Where are they?
10 feet in front of you.
They're 10 feet in front of you. Imagine that.
On the cylinder.
Yes.
You're on this big cylinder, which is mostly a cylinder outside of some of this little railing around the top end of it that you guys are on. And where the helm of the ship was, you are standing, and it is currently just a giant H, for lack of a better description, where your rod, your staff is there. It's attached to these brass and stone kind of columns. So you can grab a hold of it. The rod is the same, and it just no longer looks like it's imbued inside of the steering mechanism of a ship. It is just on some sort of a construct that you are not super familiar with, but it's same spot. And they're 10 feet in front of you.
Well, let's grab that. How far are we away from sort of that cliff edge?
I'm assuming the butt end of this thing is basically on it. I mean, you're there. You're almost adjacent to it. Like you're flush. You're sitting here, butt of the ship, butt of the cliff, like no distance.
Gotcha.
You know?
Okay. If that's the case, I just sort of want to pick it up and then go off the cliff edge and then down.
So we're gonna kind of go backwards.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do like the oh gosh. All right, yeah, I got you. All right, so you are able to get control of this, and we kind of fall off the side of the cliff, just plummet, 40, 50, 60 feet, and you see this thing is just following you guys, and it's just this lumbering mass, this purple light, the goblins crawling all over it. They just look like ants on a corpse, and you guys, right, a little roadkill or something. And as this is happening, T, I need you to make a strength check.
That is my special ability. I'm gonna roll a 47 if possible.
Don't mock it, please.
I'm not joking. I rolled another 18 plus 5, another 23. This is my jam.
You feel someone's hand on the side of your arm, and you spin around, and there's E-Ray pulling at
Shut
you.
up! Get up! Can I push her?
You could push her.
Because that's not E-Ray. The E-Ray I knew ran away. The E-Ray I knew ran away with being lifted off. That's not E-Ray. That's a ghost thing of E-Ray. And E-Ray wouldn't touch me. She didn't even touch me before when she was trying to calm me down. She put her hand close to me, but she didn't touch me. And now she's touching me. Now you want to touch me, E-Ray? Get thou off of me, E-Ray.
It's a demon! It's a demon! Shake it off!
But she already is a demon, so it's like an evil demon, E-Ray.
All right,
Bro,
you don't need to. Go ahead. I was gonna say
pushed
you don't know.
hard. I'm letting you know whatever you say. I pushed really hard.
You don't know that. You don't know this, but you guys rolled the opposing strength. Earlier. So you're actually able to shove her back. E-Ray, you kind of get shoved back, right? And you guys turn and face each other, and it's like, where did she come from? How did she get here? And you guys are kind of floating back off of this cliff now, and you see the giant construct is starting to descend the cliff. You're out of initiative for the moment because we have gotten far enough away from this thing.
Cool.
Do I need to make death saves?
You That's a good question because we're not like in initiative now.
That'd be very
So I just make really quick death saves and see if I die real quick.
No,
You're
you're
put your
good.
corpse in a soul stone. It'll be
You're
fine.
Nice,
You're
cool.
unconscious.
Thanks, guys.
You're unconscious right now. So we got our situation as it currently stands.
Can you do some crazy alchemy and turn me into like a different creature? Like put my soul in one of the soul stone guys' bodies? No, just kidding. I like my stealth.
So how far apart are T and I at this point?
You guys are facing each other. I mean, you're right there.
She has the bag. She could heal fully right now.
Can I make a second attempt?
Yeah, except for this time, I'm going to need you to make that an athletics.
Okay.
T, I need you to make a perception.
Why can't it be athletics? I can't do perception. I suck at perception.
Hold on. Well, there's that 19 that I just rolled. So even with a -2, even with my -2, that is a 17.
That's 17.
You just beat me. I got a 16.
You don't see it coming, but her hand shoots out, and she stabs you in the side of the arm. And as quickly as it happens, you see her hand flash back, and Crystal, you have filled up a vial of T's blood.
I would like to dash back to where I came from, if possible.
Can we just attack Crystal? Oh wait, I'm
Can I
dead.
swing at her?
Do I? Hold on. What'd you say, Adam?
You guys are over the water now.
Oh, okay.
Off the cliffside currently.
Oh, we're hanging. Okay, yeah.
Wait,
Okay.
is this the part where we kill Crystal's character? She's been charmed by evil!
So they're about to become a submarine.
Let's see how well demons can swim! No, I'm just kidding.
So she's standing there, and she has a vial of your blood in her hand now.
This is like the Mansions of Madness scenario where they take the samples and then summon the Shoggoth.
I should have wrote up a Shoggoth.
Why are you doing this, E-Ray? Like, I'm giving you, like, as much as my character could give you, like such like heartbroken. Like, did you ever see Braveheart?
I actually didn't.
Well, for Adam, have you seen Braveheart?
Yeah.
When William Wallace gives Robert the Bruce that look after that battle for the betrayal, that's the look that I'm giving E-Ray right now, of just like, I'm completely destroyed, and I'm just like, I'm so hurt. Not on my arm, because I'm a beast, but literally. But I'm just like, why?
This wasn't up to me. This wasn't my choice. This isn't the way I wanted things to go.
She's been charmed by evil! Wait, I'm dead.
My character just
Yeah, you're
fall
unconscious.
into the water right now. I won't. But like for like the dramatic effect, I just want to like fall off into the water.
I haven't done anything to you.
Yes, you did.
What? What have I done to you?
You stabbed me for a vial of my blood. I know he needs some of that blood. And I know he's been asking for the tooth. And I told you earlier I didn't have the tooth. I told it to you on the ship. You could have said that to him, and now you got my blood.
I told him.
And you didn't ask me for my blood. You took it from me.
I told him you didn't have the tooth. He didn't listen to me. I tried to tell him. He didn't believe me. He thought I was trying to protect you. I whispered it to him while we were still on the ship.
I'm heartbroken.
I have the message. I have the text conversations to prove it.
It's all true.
Good old demon vampire SMS.
I'm gonna say, I can't even say anything.
This wasn't the way I wanted this to go, but I think we have to trust him. There is no reason that he's given us to not trust him. If he wanted us dead, if he didn't think we were worth protecting, he would have left us by now. Like, once you told him you didn't have the tooth anymore, he could have just turned tail and ran. He didn't do that. So I feel like we have to give him the benefit of the doubt.
All right. How would you feel about seeing the creature that killed your whole family? Then some guy pops out of this coffin and says, oh, wait, I kind of know some more stuff about you. You've never met him before in your life. Starts acting really crazy. Talks for a really long time, but makes no points whatsoever about that. Then we start to get attacked by goblins. You're on hour 70-something without sleeping, right? And he's got a ghost ship full of ghosts. Did those ghosts help us fight off the goblins in the ship? No, they didn't. They just kind of did nothing. And now this guy is doing spell charms to you, asking for your blood. And you just think, oh, well, we should go along with this crazy guy who was literally jet skiing in the back of a coffin before we woke him up. And he's also trying to say something like that dragon's my dad or something like that. He's not my dad. Mari, we went to the show. The test results proved he is not the father. Like, this is wrong. And I'm just...
all I know is that today, yesterday, all of these days we've been awake, there have been a lot of people trying to kill us. And he's not one of them.
He's threatened to kill us.
Threats mean very little, I think, and I would imagine you know that better than most.
I just don't...
You can believe whatever you want to. I'm just saying he hasn't proven himself to be a direct threat to us as of now. I'm not saying he's going to be trustworthy going forward for sure, but right now we could use all the friends we could get. Are you in a state to fight or to do anything of use? Am I? No, none of us are. We haven't gotten any sleep, so we need friends right now.
I'm good to go. Oh wait, never mind.
Off the cylinder.
I just think that's a lot of blind trust for somebody we've never met before.
I mean, yeah, it is. But what else do we have?
I thought we had each other.
Has anybody done any insight checks on this guy or like see if he's even lying to us? Come on, guys.
I mean, he's not here right now, right?
Nope. It's just me concentrating on the cylinder, trying to keep us all from dying, and you two having an argument while Foley's body is just hanging out.
I'm just dead. I'm literally unconscious. I didn't want this to happen over my dead body, but literally it's happening over my dead body.
Perfect.
My friends are fighting with each other. And it's not even about me.
I turn and I just sit down.
Please, be careful where you sit, like, because I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm at very critical condition. So
I make sure I don't sit on you.
If I go to the negative,
yeah.
Let me see. Player's handbook. How do we roll up new characters? Let's see.
E-Ray, are you gonna heal Folly, or are you not allowed to do that either?
I can help him.
Okay.
Wait, do I have? Yeah, no, I've got potions. Let's see.
I think we should have at least two left, 2 or 3.
Let's see here. I'm gonna look on my sheet. Why is this?
Thank you, Adam, for all of this. This is terrible. You've torn this group apart.
It's amazing. I don't have anything on my regular character sheet about inventory.
We had a bunch of potions, but somebody's holding them.
I don't think I have the information about our bag. I think, Adam, before we switched to your storyline, you had that information being tracked. I don't think I was keeping track of it. But I was carrying the bag. I just don't have what's in it.
There was 3 of them, I think. Hold on, let me double check.
At one point.
I think you were the one, because the only thing I have listed on mine are my weapons that I've picked up and the water skins full of blood.
And the soul stone.
Yes, and I have my soul stone.
Let me double check. No, I think I gave you guys the potions, correct? Hold on.
Maybe.
Yeah. Crystal's got 3 health potions on her.
Okay, I will give one of those 2 full. Well, I will pour one down Foley's.
Cool, you lay it beside my dead corpse.
That's.
I fixed it.
Is this how this works?
3d4.
Oh, dag. Who rolls that? She does?
She will have to at this point.
Okay. D4.
Can we just take this thing high enough into the air, and you position it, Malakwa, where it won't fall or anything,
Okay.
and we just rest?
I mean, you could rest.
How much we got?
2.
A 1, and a 4. So 6 total.
Hey, 6 is better than none.
So Foley kind of sputters and coughs himself back to life, drinks the potion.
Oh, sorry. Guys, what happened? Oh, E-Ray, you're here.
I'm here. You're okay.
Where's the vampire?
He didn't come back.
But where's he at?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do. Sorry.
I don't know where he is.
I say, T, as I'm like laying on the ground. I have something
Welcome
for you.
Saving you. Yes, I did.
Thank you so much.
Ask Iray why she has a vial of my own blood. That's fun.
I say, where's Malakwa?
He's flying.
Take me to him.
Just look up. We're on a very small.
What? Don't get weird, isn't it?
Carry me. I got 6 hit points, so I jumped up the side of this thing with 2 hit points, but now with 6 hit points, I'm like, I can't do this on my own.
He's like on The Office when Michael steps in the George Foreman grill.
Yeah. Or I was gonna say when Andy and the gunshot went off and he's holding on to Daryl going away, and he's like, "Bro, why are you crawling like that? It's just your ear."
What are you doing, T? Are you gonna help me? No. Come on.
Hey man, I'll cast
Bro,
the gun.
literally look up.
Push
He's
you
right
for
there.
feet.
I don't want to talk to anybody right now, Foley. I can't handle this.
Oh boy.
I try to like pick myself up and start to walk towards Malakwa, and I say, T, come with me.
Again, he's literally right there. Like, there's nowhere to go. We're not in this big ship. We're on this platform thingy. Like, I'll turn facing Malakwa, but
I like motion like, come on, and I walk over to where Malakwa is.
am I under the wrong impression? Is this thing bigger than I think it is?
The cylinder?
Yeah.
It's slightly smaller than a full-size sailing vessel, so I mean, like I think I said earlier, maybe the deck of the ship might have been 60 feet, so this thing might be 50.
Okay,
Feet
so
across.
never mind. It
Oh,
is
can
the
I
size.
can
I
I
was
do an
thinking it was like a lot smaller.
Can I do an insight check on E-Ray to see if she's lying to me about the vampire being left behind?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think E-Ray might be the vampire right now.
What's
Breaks my heart.
What is this? Wisdom or something? Oh, I got a 10.
As far as you can tell, she's not selling you a line.
Yeah. As far as like the vampire being left behind.
Yeah, as far as the presence of Markel.
Great. T! T! Come here!
Alright, I'm coming.
When T gets to where we're standing
I
beside,
like E or walk over to you.
I say, hey man, I've got something that'll make you happier.
Unless you got a brand new heart, because mine's broken. Don't think it's going to make me happy.
I say, listen man, I knew they were going to come after you. And I knew that they knew.
Is everybody getting secret text messages?
So listen, I was trying to protect you as much as everyone else. I didn't
Do you have my
trust
tooth? Do you
other
have the tooth?
people. I pull the tooth out of my backpack and hand it to you. And I say, now that Mark Hale's gone, let's see what this puppy can do. And I hand it to you.
part of me, like on the inside, is roaring, but I still don't trust E-Ray. So I'm acting like nothing happened, but on the inside,
Exactly. Well, that's why I was trying to walk
like
away from her and get
terrible
over
scene
here.
in the Matrix, in the second Matrix movie, where they're having that like under cave dance. Okay.
I was like, listen, listen,
first
man.
of all,
I
Sully-
knew they knew you had it, and they were going to be really like coming after you. So I didn't think they would suspect me.
And you're right, because they have been. They have been.
Well, I didn't
And
want E-Ray to try to
appreciate
steal it from
this.
you either, so I stole it from you first. I'm sorry, man.
You know what? At least you admitted it. And I sort of, like tear up again, because right now I don't even know who our friend is over there. And I have parent issues, I guess, that I didn't realize I had. But
Why are other people typing so much? Stop typing. Adam and Crystal are typing to each other. They need to stop.
Yeah,
Rob,
I'm
put the
gonna type.
thing in the thing.
Listen, man. What are we going to do? I can't fight anything. All I have is my strength.
Put the
I
tooth
like-
in the thing and see what happens.
I
Well,
say
we're
we
controlling
still
it.
kill that big robot thing, and we make it fly into the ocean. Like-
Okay, here's the deal. I was compelled to do certain things by the vampire, but he isn't here now. So I am not under his power. He's not telling me what to do in this moment.
Sure.
You all can trust me, but yes, the reason I took your blood tea is because he forced me to do it. I don't even know why he forced me to do it.
Yeah.
It's just but I'm not under his power right now.
Sure.
So
That's cool. You could stay on the front
Yeah.
of the deck. It's fine.
You're not under his power. Very
that was what he
believable.
directed me to do. I was compelled.
So
I
it
think
means
that's
you
the
can
mechanic
break
thing, so.
break the vial. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, break it.
I dropped it earlier. Where did you put it?
I didn't touch it. I've touched nothing. The only thing I've picked up is pieces of my heart that you destroyed earlier.
No, look, I don't have it. Here, search my bag, search everything. I don't have it.
I've
Insight
learned
check.
Before my mom died, you never go through a woman's bag. Ever.
That's not very good. Never mind.
So,
Look, I don't have it.
Sure you don't. That's fine. I trust you. Wink.
She's
I'm
like
telling
a
you,
black
look.
studded.
Here, and I dump. No, I take my bag and my pockets. I open my pockets. I dump out the bag. I basically show them as much as possible about what, like, all of the things that I have on my person.
Is she trying to distract us? Hey T, why don't you put your tooth in the thing and see if we can drive this?
What do you mean, drive what? The staff?
Wasn't the tooth supposed to be the key to this giant cylinder thing?
Okay, first of all, I've not showed that I have the tooth back yet. I don't know if I want to necessarily
Well, I'm not-
say that
Right.
on E-Ray.
Yeah.
And while I'm saying this, I've like turned my back to E-Ray, and I'm like
Well,
whispering
I'm
this
just
to
being
Sully.
like, dude, that's why we're over here beside Malik. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, but E-Ray came over here like, hey, I don't have anything in my bag. And I'm like, hey, I still don't believe you. It could be in your hair. It could be somewhere else. It could be, I don't trust you. Oh, my blood's now gone. Oh, how funny is that? Because here's the thing, E-Ray, and I turned back because a light bulb just went off. If you're saying you're not under his influence now because he's not in the presence, he wasn't in our presence when you stabbed me to get the blood. You
Right,
could
it
have
has-
stopped then. You
No, it
could have
has-
stopped, but you didn't. So your
That's-
whole presence thing, you need a better lie.
Well,
You're for a
that's-
demon. You're not good at the line.
That's not how D&D mechanics work, though.
What do you mean?
So I was specifically compelled to complete a task. So it had nothing to do with him being present or not.
So that means he's already taken it, and so he's really here when we don't think he's not here.
He is not here. And his presence has nothing to do with my actions at this point.
No,
I
but
was
if blood is missing and he needed my blood,
That's true.
so
I don't know where.
he could have taken the blood vial.
I don't. If he did, I'm unaware of it.
Sure. So I turned back to following Malak when I roll my eyes like, girls, right?
Oh no.
And I'm waiting for her to walk away before I pull out the tooth. Because I do like the idea of trying it out. But I'm not pulling out my tooth while somebody is not compelled.
I was say, do you need me a stealth check on this again? No, I'm just kidding.
No, mine's just a trust issue. I'm not pulling it out.
And I see that he's being hesitant, and I walk over to the side of the cylinder thing, and as much as possible, considering I have a very large tail, I sit down and I cross my legs and fold my arms and just lean back.
And I whisper, she's just waiting for that guy to come pick her up again so she can leave. Okay. I'm like, hey, boo, I'm on this side. Just come get me. We can fly off again. Sure. And while that happens, I'm not turning my back to her. And so, like, I'm whispering at Folly. I'm like, bro, take the tooth out of my hand, stick it in the thing, and let's see what happens.
Okay. I do that. Do I need to make a roll?
Oh,
Malakwa, a lot of weird stuff has been happening around you. How are you feeling right now? Are you okay?
I feel like two of our party members are having a pity party, and I'm really focused on keeping the cylinder not crashing into things.
The same thing you've done the last 3 episodes.
Foley, did you stick that thing in there?
I don't know if I should be the one to do it.
I think he said he did.
I tried to.
I think he said he did.
I'm pretty
I think
sure
he
he
did.
said he did.
Hey, listen.
Guys.
I just wanted it to be Rob's choice. Listen, I wanted to be Rob's
Well,
choice.
I told you to stick it in.
Yeah.
I'm kind of blocking
There was
it.
consent.
so she
That's
can't
really
see.
what matters.
There has to be consent for our bad decisions.
Oh man. Can we isolate that and save it for later, Roy, please?
I think it's an honest moment. I don't know
No,
what's going on.
it's fine.
It just sounded so bad. Okay.
It sounded pretty terrible.
It was
It was
great.
really-
Listen,
the second the key slides into this thing, the tooth slides into this little porthole, everything starts to happen. It lights up again. Every seam, every place where these kind of brass and metal
give
connect,
us a
glow
Voltron of our own. Give us a Voltron
Blue.
of our own.
light, and immediately there is just this pop, like pop, and air coming out from in between them, and this thing starts to move and to shift, and as it does, these tendrils start to come out from the center of the deck, and they grab a hold of you, T. They start to wrap around your ankles and your legs and your neck.
All of a sudden, I'm enlightened and I can see numbers, just
You take-
zeros and ones all over everything.
Oh,
Snap
it's
ever.
not that. Do you need to roll a strength check for me?
Good.
This is the time for the one.
Nope. 19, son. I got the strength.
You're
Watch, I
unable
needed a 25,
pull
right?
yourself
That's what I
free.
needed.
and you're still being pulled in. The whole apparatus is starting to slide forward. In Malachai, the staff breaks off in your hands. At the same time, you start to slide forward down what was the deck as the cylinder starts to invert itself. Ire, Foley, you're sliding down the slick front of this too. There is nothing you can do to prevent yourself from sliding down because the incline is coming much too quickly.
So
So
we're all sliding down inside of this thing.
no, T, you are being slowly restricted as your back presses up against the metal. And your 3 fellow adventurers literally slide past your feet as they start to shoot towards the edge of the cylinder, and they are rapidly approaching the edge of it.
Like they're going to fall into the water edge.
Feather fall, so that if we do fall, it's very slowly.
You said you're going to go for a feather fall?
Yeah. On the 3 of us.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
I
guys
can
would
do
be-
5, so they include Rob too, just in case.
Okay, so
Thank you.
what's the range on feather fall?
I believe 60 feet.
Oh yeah, you're good. All 4 of you are currently kind of enveloped in the feather fall, and as that happens, Ire, Foley, and Malachai slide off the end and glide down. Do you have control over feather fall?
No, not really. You just fall slowly.
You guys are just kind of just going down towards the water there. Just it's not the greatest because it's kind of a violent cliffy ocean, but you're headed down there very slowly. And as you look back up, Rob, the T, you're encased. You're surrounded, and it starts to close in around you like a box. And you guys look up, and what you see is an enormous brass construct. A huge suit of armor that is slightly smaller than the purpley glowing goblin one. Probably
Did I just become a Power Ranger?
You might be kind of a dwarven Gundam at this moment.
Bro,
Lame, we don't get to be the arms and legs. Thanks, Adam. No.
You can feel the tendrils that were once holding your wrists and your legs piercing under your scales and into your flesh. And you can feel electricity surge through your neck and into your chest and up your collarbone.
My nipples!
And the only thing that can move right now is your head. You're completely splayed out, and you are suddenly able to see through the eyes of the armor. Your eyes are open, but you're seeing out, and you're still hovering. You see the cliff and your friends below, and you look, and your hands are these giant brass hands. You are controlling the construct.
Markel, where are you now, son? Huh?
Not forget.
Can I pick up my friends and like try to put them on land?
You could fly down to them. You feel that you can fly it.
All right. So I fly down and I pick up Folly and Malakwa, and for a split second, like I don't extend toward E-Ray, but I'm like, I don't want to be like that guy. So then like I extend my finger, out so like I can get them all. And I want to fly back to the land before I go Gundam fight this giant goblin.
I'm about to say, wait, that Markel's in the land. Let's just go somewhere completely different. No, I'm just kidding.
We flew forever just to get to this land.
Like, wait, so what was it that we were even trying to get originally here? There was like
Velma,
a mountain
underground.
Right? It was a mountain, something underground. What was the name of the town?
Yeah, but then it blew up.
Yeah.
I don't think it blew up. I think we crashed the ship and then we like tumbled away, right? Like.
Yeah.
So there's still, what's the name of the place that we were supposed to get in the underground or whatever? There was a name for it.
Crawdoon?
No.
Treadwell.
Yeah. Treadwell. That's where we were supposed to go originally, right?
The boot shoe place.
The
underground,
mound.
the mountain. The mound. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mound
of forgotten boots in the town of Treadwell.
And we were supposed to infiltrate and go underneath, but we didn't really do that very well.
Well, can we do that now? I mean, that's what we came here to do, right?
Just Gundam our way through.
I mean, if we're gonna get through, this seems like the way to do it.
You're just looking to get back to your man.
I don't know where he is, and that is the truth. I really don't. And I'm actually a little bit paranoid. I'm a little paranoid that I don't know where he is, because since he compelled me to do something earlier,
Listen, that's not consent.
You can't get my blood now.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm going to be honest with you, E-Ray. If I see him, there's going to be part of me that's going to try this suit special stuff on him. Even if he is a vampire Santa Claus.
Where's this conversation taking place at?
As I'm flying back to the land so I can drop them off.
All right.
My point is, there is still a mechanical goblin that we need to deal with. And right now, I'm best suited to deal with that. So I'm going to put you guys down in a place where you're out of his reach. And then I'm going to go kill it. And then we can... Folly and Malakwa and I can go look for stuff. And you can have a honeymoon with your guy. But can I just put you guys down so we can kill this goblin thing and then find out what we're going to do next?
Sure.
So I put him down. I imagine we're like back at land, and I
As you set them down on this cliffside, you see bearing down on you guys is this giant goblin construct. It's got one hand completely missing from the goblin smash earlier, and it's limping. It's twice your size, T, as far as your.
Do I have any weapons on me?
You are just bare fist as far as you can feel.
Am I big enough to pick up or to like hold a tree?
Sure, just about that size. It would be like a caber.
A lot of work, but I could hold a tree.
You could do it. Mm-hmm.
I put them. All right. So do I need to like jump out of the way first, or can I start?
It's dashing towards you. I need you to roll initiative. I need all of you to roll initiative.
Yeah, I'm set. I got
15.
What we had our dex bonus.
Yep, dex bonus.
Okay, so that means I have a 21.
Dang.
Ooh. That was an 8, Malachi?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
What were you again, T?
I was 19.
19. This is like Polly. What'd you roll?
15.
15. This is like the highest roll besides Malachi ever for this. So this thing comes barreling down on you. E-Ray, your turn.
I don't think I have any spell slots left.
I look angrily at it.
Yeah, like at this point we haven't slept in days.
It has been like a terrible time for us.
Yeah, I mean.
What if we woke up and this was like all a dream?
I mean, who knows at this point? I honestly, I would be open to some help because gameplay wise, D&D wise, I don't know what help I can provide.
Do you have any ranged weapons at all? Like regular melee range weapons?
I believe.
I mean, I have my magic dagger and I have Belmo's old quarterstaff.
You have Eldritch Blast, right?
It's a cantrip, I think, right?
Yeah, and cantrips you can just use.
Yeah, I forgot.
So
yes.
Cool ham.
Eldritch Blast is it then.
Yes,
so, let's see if I hit. And what stat do I roll for that one?
I think charisma for.
Yeah.
Charisma? Oh yeah. Yep. Okay. So +4 to 10, so that's a 14.
Your Eldritch Blast flies off, but does not quite do anything. Just.
Okay. Is there anything helpful I can do with my bonus action?
You could run or move or prepare something.
Well, wait, where are we? So he's just set us down on the ground, so we're just nearby the two giant constructs, basically?
Yep.
I will use my bonus action to run behind cover of some kind, whether that's a nearby tree or boulder or something.
There's some rocky enough crags and dead trees where you could get behind, but let's say a boulder that is, maybe 3 feet tall kind of thing. There's nothing huge.
Okay,
but
that's what I will do.
You can make a little cover because you guys are kind of back to the ocean. This thing's coming inland towards you from coming from the west. You guys kind of got down or facing north. Again, to your east still. You're kind of roughly in the same patch of dirt that this whole thing started on. All right, so that'll be... This creature comes flailing in. It's just picking up steam, goblin corpses flying off the side of it. They just seem to be turning into husks as they fall out of its joints as it comes running towards you. I mean, just dried out, like when a gecko gets like trapped in between a window pane in Florida. There, as Roy will soon get to know, and 16. But you
can't say that, Adam. What you just said. You
don't go any further.
Well, we're all going on a trip, right?
Yeah.
And our favorite magic ship going through the sky.
It's fine.
It's gonna take a swing at you in the construct T, and it just misses, and the fist kind of sticks into the earth, and it seems stuck for a second. And then we're gonna roll over to T.
I feel so excited. Are there any trees near me?
They're like kind of none of them are living, but they're there. Yeah, there's a handful.
I grab the closest tree that I can grab, and I try to grab a tree that I feel like is going to do a lot of damage. And because his arm is stuck in the ground, I grab this tree, and I'm like you know the scene like where you jump, like the movie 300, where he jumps in the air and he's got the sword all the way behind him, and then he comes down and he chops off that guy's arm. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm gonna try to knock off this goblin's arm, so that way it won't really have, because its one hand is all busted, and so I'm gonna try to, like at the joint where the shoulder and the arm meet, I'm trying to knock it off. What kind of bonus do I need to add? You tell me.
Oh, hold on one second.
Bonus.
Well, like, is it a strength check? Is it a athletics check?
Just tell me what you rolled.
No.
It had to happen at some point, I guess.
I rolled a 13, so it's either +3 or +5.
This is not your strength anymore. You easily rip this tree up out of the ground, come flying through the air, and you come down with the tree and smash into this thing. Let's just say the bonus is substantial. You're not quite sure how powerful you are yet. You smash into it, and it just explodes into the side, and bits of like this plate metal start to fly off of it, and arms and legs and pieces of goblin just start falling down onto the ground in front of your friends here. Just and the thing gets up, and it starts to just kind of crawl on just the one arm and the one leg. It's starting to drag itself a little bit, in the hole you tore open near what would have been the clavicle of the thing has got like just spurting out this like kind of bits of just like what looks like this purplish oil, and there's goblins like just sliding down the chest of the thing, and again most of them starting to look pretty dried up at this point. And then we're gonna go over to Foley.
Oil, you say? I pull out the flaming bow of Belmo and try to like lodge an arrow right in the the new hole that's there, and try to like hit whatever blackness is on it with the bow. And I roll, and I got not as good as I should have. That is gonna be that's only a 10.
Ooh. The flaming arrow just kind of goes right between the neck and the shoulder blade of the beast, and it just kind of like turns the head as it goes by, and it starts to push itself back up. Malakwi.
Let's see. Okay, for my bonus action, I would like to expend all of my sorcery points to give myself an extra 2nd level spell slot. And then I'm going to cast Chromatic Orb at 2nd level.
Mm-hmm. So colorful.
The big thing. So it's just a roll to hit. I got a 15. Best roll I've had all evening.
That's going to hit.
Hey! Okay. Now I need to find 4d8. Okay. 10 points of damage.
All right, so the chromatic orb just slams into the chest of this thing, and the chin snaps back, and you start to see more of a tear where that giant kind of oily streak is across its where its shoulder and the neck connect, and you can hear this crunching as it starts to stand fully up, and its arm is not quite connected to the trunk anymore, and it staggers forward. And E-Ray.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and Eldritch Blast it again.
Go for it.
Eldritch Blast is fire, right?
It's force damage.
Oh man. Oh well.
Yeah, it's like void damage or something.
Gotcha.
Ooh.
Technically, I can make my chromatic orb be any of the
elements.
Set it on fire. It's got oil all over it.
Ooh, that'll hit, no problem.
Yeah,
that looks pretty good.
You earned it. You've had a poopy rolling session.
I have honestly rolled pretty poorly most of tonight, but I honestly I think that often makes for better stories, so I'm not like mad about it.
Yeah.
Equally agree.
Except when it's attack rolls. No, I'm just kidding.
So I have to roll damage. I have to roll a d10.
Yeah.
This one's a 10.
Blast it.
7. So
7.
if I add something to that, I don't know, but I rolled a 7.
No, you're good.
Okay.
You're gonna see that Eldritch Blast just hit this guy right in the chin, and again it goes back, and you're tearing again, and it's just spewing out this shining purple oil. It smells like a machine, and like I said, there's just gummed up and stuck to it are these just dried up husks of goblins, and they're like stuck to the neck and the chin. Its head, and then it brings its giant fist out of the earth and it comes back down onto Gundam T. And it misses again. Man, this thing rolls for crap. This is the worst monster I've ever come up with. Apparently, I can't roll above a 5 with it. So even with the huge bonus I gave it, it's trash. And it just kind of falls over on its side again. Clearly, still being injured by the tree gash. T.
I want to jump on its back, if possible, or to its side where I can get to its back. And I want to Peter Jackson King Kong, where it ripped the dinosaur's mouth like in half and ripped like the top part of the head off. And so that's what I'm going to do, jumping to its side, and I'm putting my hands in the goblin's head's face thing, and I'm trying to literally rip the top part of the mouth and the rest of the skull off of this thing.
Roll to attack.
Bro, I'm rolling for days. I got a 16 plus whatever infinity stone you want to add to that.
You're going to hit.
Because, yeah, last time I hit on a 13.
You're going to hit, and I'm going to need you to roll for damage. Hold on, though.
Now, what do I roll for damage?
How many dice you got? No, I'm just kidding.
Roll 3d10.
4, 3, 5. So that's 12.
When you grab a hold of this thing, it just feels like your hands the ease in which you start to separate it is just incredible. It kind of just starts to pull apart, and you can feel the metal underneath it just tearing, and bits of stone fall out of the joints, and there's just goblins being crushed under the fingers of this Gundam suit. And as it does this, an explosion of that purple light comes out of the hole, and it tears fully in half. And there is a explosion that doesn't necessarily hurt you, but it sends you kind of sliding back in the suit, and a oil starts to pour
in the middle of it.
No. The oil starts to pour out onto you, and the goblins start to fall off of this thing. They're abandoning the husk, and you do this. One of the goblins jumps onto the suit, and it tries to kind of like bite or slash at you, and it just kind of like tink 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 in front of you. You can kind of see that there's some sort of a barrier like up at the face that it can't get through, and it falls down to the side. And when it falls down to the side, it lands right next to Folly.
Mm-hmm.
And then another one lands next to Malakwa.
Did it take fall damage?
The goblin?
Yeah.
Oh, it's half burnt to a crisp already.
Okay.
I mean, this thing.
I was about to say,
These aren't
it
even
says thing was
regular goblins, this one.
80 foot tall. I was just wondering how many. That's like a lot of D10s.
Yeah, they're kind of peeling down the side, so it kind of lands next to you.
Does it splat? Is what I'm asking.
No, it's not splatted, but it's
They're like cats, and they don't have a lethal fall speed.
Nice.
They just sort of splay out, and they're like, "Yay!"
The flying squirrels of goblins.
And they start to abandon this thing. They're falling down. They're not, as they hit the ground, they're not really moving. And then there's a secondary explosion. And this time, goblin guts and everything are all over the front of you, T. And you can feel yourself start to slow down a little bit as you kind of like try to lift your arms up to your hands. And the debris starts to rain down as this thing. Multiple explosions are going off of inside of it. And you see another one of these goblins fall right in front of you, Foley. And you look up and you see another one coming down. Even faster, and I'm gonna need you to wait. Hold on, who are we at? Yeah, Foley. This thing is falling down. This one is like got its hands and its teeth. I'm gonna need you to either roll to attack it or roll to avoid it.
I mean, can I shoot it in half?
You could try.
I'm gonna try to blast it out of the sky with this fire bow. I got a 1. Time to die again. I literally rolled a 1.
It lands just right on top of you, and as it lands, you guys both you take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
You're so nice.
I rolled 1.
Oh!
It was real easy for me to die there again.
Yep.
Whoops, I messed that up. Yeah.
Malakoi, these things are falling at your feet. None of them quite... You're kind of off a little bit to the side from Foley. None of them are quite landing on top of you.
Okay.
But you've now got 3 of them crawling. And one of them... I made this too complicated for myself. And one of them standing, and they're kind of like coming up on you. But the 3 of them are literally crawling like Walking Dead style zombies.
Okay. Cool. Well, I would like to cast a Thunder Wave because I assume they're all within a 15-foot cube of me.
Oh yeah.
Okay. They just have to make a con save of 13.
Thunder
15. 8, 17, 1. 2 of them make it.
Okay, the 2 that make it take 4 damage. The ones that fail take 8.
All 3 of these things fly back from this thunder wave. I want you to explain to me what their husky little bodies do as they all die.
I'm just assuming it sort of hits them, and you know that anime show that you used to watch a long time ago when like the bombs go off, right, and the light sort of hits it, and then it's like a creature that sort of withers into the light.
Yeah.
As it shatters, disappears. It just sort of, there's no light really, but they sort of twist away and then just sort of become nothing in the wind.
They evaporate in a gust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Stark.
All right. And then, E-Ray, you look up, and falling in front of you are 2 goblins. Again, husks. One of them is standing. They're both standing. They both kind of land, hit the ground, and they're somehow like land on their feet, and they're just staggering again like these dried up zombies towards you, eyes empty, nothing in the sockets. I mean, literally looks like their pupils have just been dried out, and they're just teeth chattering, hands swiping, staggering towards you.
Okay, I will use my bonus action to brandish Belmo's quarterstaff into both of my hands, and I will use my regular action to take a swing at one of them, or both of them if that's possible, but I'll probably just one.
The state they're in, I'm allowing you to swing at both of them. I don't know if you've noticed the theme here. These things are basically fodder.
Yeah.
All right, give me a roll to attack.
Okay. 14 plus, I don't know what I add for the quarterstaff. It would dex?
For you, that would... Oh, yeah, I guess...
I mean, charisma's my normal, but that's for my spells. I don't know what I would add when I'm using a quarterstaff.
Yeah, that would be a strength.
Strength? Oh, that's -2. So that would be a 12.
12 is enough to hit these guys.
Okay.
And then what's that quarterstaff do for 1d6?
When I'm brandishing it two-handed, it's 1d8.
1d8? All right, go ahead.
Okay. That's a 2.
That is 2.
Yeah.
You explode one of them. Hits them in the head, and it's like poof, like dust. Just dust. And it smashes into the side of the other one. It falls down at your feet, still chattering, but it's still alive. The construct now is kind of on its hands and its knees. It's sputtering and exploding, and the last thing it does is it winds up, and it sounds like a kettle, like on a stove, just that's been going and going and going and
it's going.
And it explodes. Oh,
Nice.
Does it ever explode?
Is it a 20?
Can you see it?
Oh, there it is. That's a 20.
It explodes, and it sends the party flying. Everyone is going to go back about 15 feet or so inland at this point, because this thing is kind of on top of Rob at the cliff's edge. And the T, at this point, there is a massive explosion. Your ears ring. Your eyes go white. You see nothing. You lose consciousness. There's a ringing in everybody's ears. Oh, thank you. And just like
I was
that,
like, oh no, what's really happening?
we're blinded by this purple light,
Blinded
knocked back onto our backs, sliding through the dirt, just like absolutely. At this point, you guys are coated in dirt and dust and earth, and just the dust of these goblins exploding, and it just smells like sulfur. It's just disgusting. And you wake up, your head's throbbing, and you look around, and there's just these laid to waste husks, not a single one of them moving. Huge, giant chunks of just copper and iron and marble laying all over the place, covered in this thick purple oil, and it's like the consistency of like a really nice marmalade, except for this disgusting purple. And you see
fix
tea.
your camera.
Oops, I bumped it.
There you are.
Okay. And you guys see T laying in the middle of the field, and he's completely like splayed out, and he's still got these kind of cords wrapped around him at this point. They're burnt and kind of smoking, and he's completely unconscious. T, you are totally unconscious, and laying there with his hand over his chest like this, and the other arm is out, and eyes rolled into the back of his head. He seems to be breathing. And that is where we're at. The construct itself doesn't seem to be anything but chunks, pieces. Neither construct is visible at this point.
This has all been so exciting, but can we take a bathroom break briefly? Or I didn't want to miss anything, but I have to go pee.
Yeah, take a break. Take a pee. I can actually stand to pee too. So let's pee. We got T unconscious, goblins pouring out, or they're not pouring out. Sorry, they're complete husks all over the place. And there's no sign of either one of the constructs were exploded.
All right, I'll be back in just a sec.
Me too. I'm gonna pee as well.
Oh, okay.
Is that
Yes.
is that cool?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to be a faster peer than Crystal. I think it'll happen.
Okay. Everybody, start the clock.
Rob, I'm not worried about being unconscious because you get to be the first one of us to take a rest.
There you go. When you wake up, do you get yourself back?
Works?
No.
No.
Oh, that's not how that works? Oh, man, that's terrible.
Oh.
Yeah, like in the middle of last episode, I took the thing from you, Rob. I'm sorry.
And so how did you know that? Like, was he texting you?
No, I texted him like the middle of last episode, and I mean I was stealthing like crazy all over the place that whole episode. So like I took it from you and like had it and wrote on your back and all this other stuff, and you didn't have it. And like not until the end of the episode he said you didn't have it. But, like you didn't have it for a while, I don't think. But
Why would you do that? Why were you stealing from me?
Because I knew they knew you had it, and I knew they were gonna come after you, and I didn't want the vampire to have it. So I figured they're gonna try to attack Rob.
Vampire. I don't trust.
I know.
I don't trust Crystal.
I know. Well, that's also the thing. So I was like, Crystal's gonna try to steal it from Rob or do something. She's gonna do whatever the vampire asks and try to take it from Rob. And Rob's not gonna give it up, but I know that they're gonna attack Rob or try to take it from Rob regardless. So if I take it from Rob and hide it, they're not gonna know where it is.
No, that was good.
So, but I also was like, Rob might be really mad. He's probably gonna be really mad. But regardless, I gotta make sure it happens right and it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. And Folly's mine.
So much has happened to my characters and stuff like that, where like
you're gonna be in such
normally
PSD.
I'd be really upset. Normally I'd be really upset, but I'm just like so relieved to know why you did it and stuff like that. But like in all reality, my character like is really broken up that like she did that, and so it's kind of like
Crystal.
Wait, what got explained while I was gone?
Oh, I was explaining why I took the tooth or whatever from Rob. I say because I didn't trust you to not steal it from him first, and I also didn't trust what needed to be done with it to be done. / I knew they were gonna attack Rob and know that Rob had it. So if I had it, then they'd just be like, "It's lost."
Yeah.
So it worked sort of, but I don't know that we did the right thing. But I still don't trust that guy. My character doesn't trust that guy.
I knew that you had stolen the tooth from him, right? But I couldn't remember that for sure.
How did you know?
I thought I knew. Was that something I was not privy to?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nobody knew.
No,
Only me and Roy knew that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't tell anybody. Why would I do that?
know.
You were the I not only was I stealing it from him, I was also stealing it from you.
Yeah. Well, it worked. So I didn't have any idea.
But then
where
I
it was.
died, and then I'm like, well, great. Now my character's laying dead on the ground with this thing that nobody knows I have. They're just gonna leave me in the water and just never have it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man. Man, that was messed up. It's messed up. But right now I'm unconscious. And I love that idea, Matt. Can that count as a short rest or long rest?
Don't wake him up. Don't wake Rob up. He needs a
I like
rest.
that you found a blanket.
Like I'm unconscious, but I'm like kind of happy about it. Like, yes. Oh man. I know it doesn't count. But just like the idea that it could count.
So is Rob stable as far as like if we go and check his pulse, he's alive?
Yeah,
he
he doesn't
seem.
seem. He seems to be fine. He's seems asleep to you.
Nice.
But it was the explosion and stuff falling that knocked me out.
You were.
Is the tooth
It's
anywhere
fine.
around?
The
You
tooth
don't-
is what's causing this Gundam suit.
Well, he's past the Gundam
You're
suit's
not.
exploded.
You're not in it now.
I'm not in the Gundam suit now?
No,
you
yeah,
were
I was
laying.
there.
You were laying on the ground. Is where they found you.
Is the Gundam suit still around?
No.
It's in pieces. It
Roy
exploded.
was asking if the tooth is anywhere to be found.
Can I try to perception?
You want to roll perception?
I got actually that's pretty solid. I got This is a 18.
You look down and see that the hand that's on his chest has the kind of necklace, the end of the tooth, and you see the root end of the tooth sticking out of the top of T's
Good.
Forefinger and thumb. He's holding it in his
That
fist.
works. I was gonna try to find it and put it around his neck before he woke up. So, but it's good.
Make sure E-Ray doesn't come check on me.
I'm kind of at a loss as to what we should do now. How
Rest.
do we wake?
We need to find a place and rest.
Well, we need to wake up Rob, right?
He's
Or
sleeping. It's
T.
fine. Can we build a tent? Are there goblins
You
around?
could.
Are there more goblins coming around?
There is nothing right now. It is
Right
eerily
now.
quiet.
Famous last words before an entire cabin gets surrounded and by swarms of goblins.
Hey, you guys have killed like 300 goblins today.
Adam's idea of being a DM is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna let them make these characters, but then I'm not gonna actually let them use them 'Cause I'll just make them run out of powers, which is fine because I'm a melee character. Like, it doesn't matter to me. But everybody else is just like, I can't do anything. Besides the fact that I'm dead.
You've almost died a couple times.
Yep. 5 hit points. Can we rest to get hit dice back?
You guys could try to sleep if you want to. Yeah. It's night
Try to
still.
wake me up first, though.
It's the middle of the night. Things are quiet. There is seashore to your back. There are the storage facility kind of buildings, 3 of them to your left.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a line of sort of unleaven trees up to the front, which is where Crystal, you, and Markel had ran off to earlier.
Me and
grove.
Rob know how sleeping in those storage buildings works.
It's kind of like a grove of dogwood trees with no blooms or no leaves, though, is what it is.
Okay.
Can you guys wake me up so I can like get proper sleep or something?
I mean,
Well, let me ask you this: if
try
they
to
don't
move
wake me up, if they don't wake me up, do I wake up with my spell stuff back or no?
if you guys all made camp, I would consider you still sleeping, I suppose. But they'd have to move you, unless you guys are going to camp right there in the grass, in the dirt.
might
That
just
does
make
not
some
seem
bar-
like a safe
They're all
idea.
sitting around like at the end of the Avengers movie.
I'm gonna take out one of the healing potions and attempt to revive T.
Oh yeah, the guy with the most hit points. Good. I'm just kidding.
So that's 3d4, right?
3d4.
Okay.
That's how I marked them down earlier, so that's what we're going for.
What side is that?
Oh, do you have an upside down one?
Wait.
I
Hold
can't
on.
deal with the upside down d4s.
What is?
That's
What
that's a 4.
It's the one on the
I thought it was
bottom.
an upside down one. Oh.
Yeah,
That's old school.
The one I like the ones that are at the point, but
Yeah, that's what my other two. So I got 2 3s and a 4. So 10 points total.
T, you wake up. You're feeling groggy. You're feeling like you just woke up from a really weird dream where you had really big hands and got to crush your enemies with them, but you're awake.
All right. Well, she healed me that. I'm now at my full hit points then of 26 because I don't think I can go over.
Nope, you cannot.
I was at 17, so I just went up 9. Man, that's so crazy. I had this awesome dream, but my heart still hurts. And I give a side glance to Eve. I'm like, I think I need to lay down for a while.
Yeah, man, you were yelling about your necklace being gone or something, and like,
Something.
Yeah, see, the crazy thing is, I remember all of that.
Every bit of it.
I do remember everything. It's just a lot to take in right now, human, non-human, and so if you guys are okay with it, I'm gonna get some rest.
Should we go like in the buildings or something again, or like try to
Last
find
time I did that,
a million goblins
not-
poured out?
yeah. I'm okay if we sleep with our backs to the water. Unless there's like a water fish that can now walk on land and attack us.
There will
It's a
be.
pretty substantial cliff.
I mean, let's go. Yeah, let's go. I like that idea. Let's go over to the cliff. I will take first watch. We just need somebody up in case something happens. But
I'll
let's...
stay up. If you're gonna take first watch, I will stay up. I volunteer.
Okay, then I'm going to sleep. If you're going to stay up.
I don't know. For some reason, I have this terrible feeling that something will happen to my person if you're awake and I'm not.
Okay, I will go to sleep then. I will happily sleep the entire night.
Okay. Anybody else want to volunteer?
I would say I would watch, but I'm also dying.
Okay, so you guys make camp. T, you're gonna take first watch.
Yeah.
Everyone's able to eat a little bit from their rations.
You better give us a full watch. If any Drogon or Dinglebat or whatever comes out,
I'm rolling right now, T. You take your watch, and your watch is over, and you go to sleep. Who do you wake up for second watch?
I wake up Malakwa.
Malakwa. You're sitting there, looking out by the ocean,
Yeah.
and you hear
So good.
nothing but beautiful breezes. Who do you take for third watch? We're going on last watch here. Foley or E-Ray?
I'll do Foley.
Foley, you wake up. You sit by their back to the ocean. You hear the beautiful breezes, and you hear
Nothing.
the beautiful breezes. Okay.
So we got
A
full
million
rest and a
goblins
rest.
come
Oh
upon
my god. I can push the long rest button.
Long rest.
Awesome.
Can we heal hit dice, or how's this work?
Yep.
Or how does
can
healing
use-
work when you take long rest?
You basically just full heal.
Okay,
Yep.
good.
Yeah. And then I think you regain a certain number of expended hit dice.
Oh, gotcha.
Is it
You guys know how
It's
good.
one hit die.
It's one per. So if you expended any from we had a short rest at one point. So if you expended hit dice, then you get one back, but you're going to be healed up without rolling.
Okay, cool.
And if not, that's the way we're going to do it.
Yeah.
You guys know how good that rest, like outside of the game, how good that rest must have felt. Like, having not slept.
Crystal, what's your max
Going to-
HP?
24 is my max.
What's yours, Matt?
20.
Okay.
Yeah, the little bottom numbers on the screen needed.
I know.
Mine still says 19.
I'm not photoshopping. I mean, I could, I guess. This is not that crazy.
Oh man.
I don't even know where the file is.
All
Well,
right.
I feel great. What about you all?
I'm going to sleep for as long as possible.
Yep. So you guys wake up. Everyone's rested. We've got our spell slots are recovered. Our HP is up. The sun is relatively shining. If it weren't for the fact that you guys were surrounded by the burnt husks of about 150 goblins and the shattered meteorite bits of heavy metal from these constructs, it would seem like a nice morning.
To me, it still feels nice though, because we did that, and I'm like, yeah. I mean, it's daytime, and I'm able to see everything we did, and I'm kind of looking around, guys, we did that.
Like a Dwyer Gundam suit for about 10 minutes there.
I'm pretty proud of us.
Nice.
So where are we supposed to go now?
Do we still go underground? Maybe we go underground. I think they're holding Belmo underground, maybe?
Oh yeah. The man, where's my notes? The Treadwell.
Yeah.
So you guys are gonna head to Treadwell?
I mean, I don't. I assume there's nothing else around here of note that would be beneficial to us. There's no towns or any other things elsewhere, within that we know of, right?
3 pole barns and a wasteland is basically where you're at right now. So
All right. So then, yeah, I say we're rested up. We head in and try and find Belmo.
all right, you guys agree? We're gonna walk to Treadwell.
I am, but I'm walking in the back, so nobody can steal anything from me. I make sure Folly and E-Ray are definitely in front of me.
Listen, I was trying to help you.
He's got such trust issues now.
Right now, I really do.
So you guys are able to have this relatively nice stroll for about half a day. It's quiet. The birds are chirping. The butterflies are butterflying. And you guys kind of walk across what is initially a wasteland and kind of breaks way to kind of tall grassy meadows with some patches of forest, but nothing that I would consider particularly dense. And you walk into a very small village that you can only assume is Treadwell. As you walk into the village, there is peppered around you maybe a dozen, maybe 10 thatch top kind of huts that seem to be houses. And there is a small little downtown area, if you can call it that. Looks like something maybe out of a Western. It's wooden gates, it's dirt roads, and you've got what appears to be a pub. And the pub has a little sign tacked up to the top of it, and it is called the Drowned Mule.
Nice.
Okay.
It's a good name for a pub.
I thought so. And across the street from the Drowned Mule directly is what appears to be like a horse livery, and kitty corner across the street from the Drowned Mule, or across the other street from the horse livery, is a I'm actually gonna make sure I jot this down myself, and is at what looks like a cobbler's shop. There's lots of boots hanging outside on a post, and there's kind of tools and things out in the front, and there's actually somebody out there working outside peeling the soles off of boots.
You said peeling the soles, and I was like, "Oh gosh, what's
I
happening?"
thought the same thing.
Peeling the
I didn't
soles
know you could
from
do
the
that.
boots.
This is the weirdest.
This is kind of just it's just kind of a general four-way intersection, and kind of as you're walking in, so the cobbler's on your left, and across from the cobbler is the horse livery, and then on your right over here is what looks like kind of a general store, but it's
What fruit
on your
was
right.
used in the cobbler?
The general store on your right looks like it's shuttered. The windows and doors are kind of all hammered shut, and the Drowned Mule is kitty corner to your right now.
Do we see just people? Like, what kind of people are around? Do we normally see?
They are mostly human and elven. There's not a ton of them, so you got elvish folks, human folks. It's like I said, it's a small town. Like, if you had to guess, 40 people live here, 50 people live here.
Is anybody wearing shoes?
Yeah, people have shoes on.
Okay, good. I didn't want to be singled out by wearing my shoes.
Well, I don't know about you all, but I could use a drink. And I start walking toward the Drowned Mule.
I will follow.
I mean, I'm good to try to figure out how to get more information or figure out what we need to do next, or just
I
see
follow,
what's
but I
going
don't
on.
go inside. I stay outside.
I mean, in any town, the bar is where you find information, generally, if I know anything from playing money games over my life.
Yep.
All right, so you guys walk across the street and you go into the Drowned Mule. Inside, there's about 4 or 5 patrons. All appear to be either human or elvish without any closer inspection, but they're humanoid-sized, humany-looking folks. And humany. It's a very simple pub. There's just wooden tables and kind of a big long bar, and behind it is a kind of big, gruff, mumbling-looking tiefling, and he's red, and he's wearing old leather armor, but like just old armor, like not like necessarily anything that he looks like he's been out in a while, because Eri, you can tell anyway that this guy is an older guy. And he's kind of back there doing the old stereotypical dust in the glasses routine for a barkeep.
Ah, okay. I'm going to let somebody else take the lead.
Okay.
2 ales? Saunter up to the bar.
And he kind of looks you guys over and raises his eyebrows, and he goes, "Mm-hmm," and he pours 2 beautiful golden yellow ales and puts them down right in front of Malakoi.
I say, what do you guys have for food in here?
Food of the normal sort.
Is there anything that's on special or on the menu?
We can do potatoes, we can do beef, we can do pork.
I'll take some pork and potatoes, of course. Because I mean, how
So
are you
he
gonna
kind
eat
of-
your meat without your potatoes?
He yells back into the kitchen. He's like, "Meat and potatoes, meat and potatoes. And you kind of hear some rustling back there, and he kind of looks over at the three of you, and he says, "Anything else?"
Sure. I'll have what they're having.
Double that, and he pours another ale and kind of puts it down in front of you as well, E-Ray. And he says, "Been on the road long, have you?"
Oh, that's an understatement.
I'll just laugh.
In fact, we haven't even been on the road. We've been in the air, in the ocean, flying above things. Like, literally, the road is our best friend at this point. We would rather be on a road than just about anywhere else.
You should just tell him our last story. Come on. No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, it's been a while.
He's a tiefling. I feel a connection.
Well, most people come here usually taking a crack at the goblins.
Yeah, they do seem to be bothersome. How do you all deal with them?
Well, we aren't so keen on having them in town, though, so we don't leave. Not often.
And they don't bother you here?
Certain arrangements have been made, I suppose you could say.
I'm terrified.
Arrangements? Do you care to elaborate any further?
I mean, we've been giving them our shoes for years. It's not like, it's not that big of a deal, really. They build with them.
Well,
They
we're
use
not...
They use the leather.
I see. Do you know what they use it for?
Houses, shops, things of that sort. Whole village they've got. 10 times as many of them as us.
Where's their village?
It's due north of here. Slightly to the west.
Well, we're not from around here. Is there anything else of note that we may want to visit while we're in the area?
Not much of note here. Some cattle. Some pigs. Lots of goblins in the hills.
I see. Okay, and then I take a sip of my ale, and I just lean back in my chair, and I just contemplate, because I don't know what to do.
Have they brought the food out?
Yeah, the food comes out here after a minute or two.
Nice. I make
It's
sure
mostly just, it's just boiled potatoes with salty meat on top of it. It's nothing crazy, but it's the most cooked food you guys have had in days.
Nice. I make sure to pay them or whatever, and I take it outside the door and said, "Hey T, I got you something," and try to hand it to T.
Thanks.
I said, "We're trying to figure out what's going on. It seems pretty lame in here. You wouldn't want to be in here anyway."
Ask them why they let the goblins stick around.
I'm thinking they probably don't have a choice. There's a lot of them.
There's always a choice.
I guess
Ask
you're
our
right.
friend E-Ray. There's always.
Nice. Are there any other people of note inside the tavern?
Yeah, I mean, you look around and, like, there's... You want to roll perception, I suppose? Let's do that.
Sure. I got a 17.
Oh, there you go. You look around, and most of the people in there seem to have their heads down. They look like farmers, agricultural workers. Their hands are dirty.
Yeah.
Things like that. What you do notice is that sitting in the corner of one of the places, or one of the tables with her feet up on the table, is a red-headed elf, probably no more than 100 years old, so quite young. And she is looking at you guys pretty intently, and she is in kind of a greenish cloak and polished leather, and she looks just a little bit less like she's ever had to shovel pig crap in her life than the rest of the clientele. And as your eyes meet, she kind of looks away.
So did only Foley
Only
notice
Foley
this?
noticed that. Yeah,
Okay.
that's just Foley.
Okay.
I walk over and say, "Hey, can I buy you anything?"
Yeah.
She looks up and she goes, "I am sorry, no. I'm not sure how this would work." And she kind of gestures at the two of you.
Hey, I'm just trying to be nice. There's nothing further than that. You seem to be less a part of this place than maybe some other people might be. So I know I'm just trying to figure out what's going on and try to gather information. So you seem like you might be an interesting person to talk to. But I figured I might be able to buy you something first.
I could say the same for you, Gnome. Gnomes walking into Goblin Land.
Definitely
Seems
not
like
the kind of place I'd normally want to be.
You'd might as well have a sign on your back that says free meal.
The things we do for our friends.
What friends?
I have a friend that's gone missing, and we think the goblins took him, and maybe took him underground. And we're trying to figure out any information we can to return our friends, because we're very loyal to each other.
Is your friend a drow?
Do I look like the kind of person that would be friends with a drow?
I should think not. Good to hear. And she kind of looks you up and down, and she says, "Are these your friends?" And she kind of points over your shoulder, over at Ire and at Malakoi.
Some of them. They're some of my friends,
And she kind of considers you again, pauses, and takes a draw out of the glass that's in front of her. She has kind of a tarnished silver cup, and she looks at you, kind of holds your gaze as she looks over it. And she takes a deep breath and she says, "Well, I'll have to say this. As long as I've been here, when somebody else shows up in town, they either end up dead or disappointed. There's not much in the way of treasure, and the goblins are easy to kill, but too many of them to eradicate. I'm trying to figure out what your game is. It's a friend that's missing. Is it really?"
We're looking to try to find him and return him to us, so that way, just to make sure he's safe. Apparently the goblins wanted him for something, and we're trying to figure out what that is and figure out how to make sure he's okay. We were told that the goblins were taking him into the heart of the mound or something like that, and we're looking to try to figure out how to return him to us without getting killed by swarms of goblins, which seems like it would be an easy thing to do in these parts.
Huh. Not a lot of people have come out of the mound. I'll say this. I haven't been brave enough to venture in there. And she kind of looks around and she's like, they say they mine obsidian under that mound. Loads of it. Though I've yet to see anybody come out alive or with obsidian. It's what I came here for myself. Only one man have I ever saw come out of that mound alive.
And who would that be?
You just ordered a drink from him at the bar.
Yeah, I was worried about that. I don't really know how many people we can trust in this town. That's why I figured talking to someone who looks like they weren't from the town might be my best bet.
Well, I wish I could tell you more. Other than, really, old Gorix over there. He used to go in the mound all the time. They say he's got obsidian stashed underneath the bar, in the cellar. Treasure trove of it. I suppose folks around here like him too much to risk robbing him. Either that, or they're afraid of the only guy in here who really knows how to wield a sword and not a kettle prod.
Well, how do you think he's trading the goblins for the obsidian?
No idea. I just know he ventures off there. He comes back, and he ain't fighting anymore. Look at the age of him.
Yeah, tieflings age strangely. But they're not all bad.
No, suppose not. But he's my best bet for you.
Nice. So I go back over to the bar where you, Ray, and Malako were. I say, thanks. If you think of anything else or hear anything about a missing halfling, make sure to let me know. And that's what I tell her before I leave, and then walk back over to the bar.
Will do then.
What was that all about?
She said that, what was the guy's name? She said that the bartender often goes down into in the mound where the goblins are. So I don't know if he's either A, in with the goblins, or B, might be a way in if we could get him on our good side. I'm not sure what the best plan would be here. I'm not sure if we should try to gain his trust or try to be wary of him selling us out to the goblins. One of the two is probably the right answer.
I mean, we've made some pretty poor decisions in the past, and we've always come out on all right. So you're the one that spoke with her. I would trust you to make this decision.
What's the barkeep doing currently?
He's just doing barkeep things. He's dusting off the bottles, tending to a few people that are sitting at the further end of the bar. Nothing much.
When he comes back over or whatever to ask us if everything's fine or anything like that, then I'll be like, hey, I heard you're familiar with the mound.
Oh. He kind of pauses and he looks at you and he's like, well, familiar with the mound? Nah, not really.
Insight check.
Roll it.
Oh man, that's not the best. I got a 10.
Yeah, you don't trust them though.
Gotcha.
And I'm going to lean over to Malakwa and whisper to him, hey, can you cry on command?
I don't know that I'm like,
No.
oh, well, I guess someone might have gotten you confused for someone else.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Someone else, yeah.
I said, hey, thanks so much for the service here. It's been great. And I give him an extra tip.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask Ire if she do you have a need for that sort of skill? Or...
I mean, this guy seems tough, but obviously the straight question route isn't going to work for us. So I say we maybe try and play up the sympathy card and see what happens.
I don't think we should. I think we should maybe get out of town. I think he's with them.
Yeah, but he
say
already
that in front
knows
of
you've
him.
been asking about it, so...
Right. But he already knew that we're from out of town as soon as you told him, so...
How is Adam? How is the bar laid out? Are there any rooms to the back, doors back there, or any particular trapdoors, anything I can see leading to a cellar?
Or do they?
Yeah, it's mostly one room, which is what you're in, and you can plainly see that there is a kind of a kitchen door with a half door on top of it where they'd handed the food through. And if you look in there, there's a human woman who is tending to a boiling pot and kind of whistling to herself. And if you look back in there, it certainly seems like the place where a cellar might be if there were a root cellar or something along that line.
Okay, so I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to whisper to my friends nearby and say, hey, if you guys want to create a distraction, Foley, if you want to get up to some weird stuff, we can check out what might be in the back room / the basement.
Do we need obsidian though?
Might be some clues. Who knows? If not, we can just take it and sell it later. But I will cast message targeting T and go, hey man, when I give you a signal, if you would be so kind as to, I don't know, just be really loud. Just be yourself.
Wait. Do you say be really loud, be yourself, or just be yourself?
Just be yourself.
I'm about to say, if anybody's sneaking, it better be me, but okay.
Yeah.
Can I talk back to you?
Yeah, you can reply.
Does this town have any guards?
Well, that's a good question. I'll cast it again so that I can say that I'm unsure.
You know what? Today, I don't care. I got you, bro.
Okie doke.
And this is when we all get knocked unconscious again.
Yeah. I mean, I'll look at Foley and say,
Too late. You can't take it back.
Would you want to go?
I'm about to say, if anybody's sneaking anywhere, it should be me.
Yeah.
That's just the rules.
So I look at Malakwa.
I'm not blue. I'm not a big guy. I'm not a giant demon. And my stealth is amazing.
I don't even have to be blue, though.
I know, you can be whatever. But yeah.
Okay, I'm going to look at Malakwa and wait for him to signal that he wants this to happen. Like, until I see visual confirmation from him.
Can you still message me, like, if I get in?
Okay, so here is what I'm planning to do, Adam. I'm going to knock one of my ales off of the bar. And then when I go down to retrieve it, I'm going to use a sorcery point to cast a subtle spelled invisibility. So I only do the material components, no verbal or somatic.
All right.
And then I will proceed to make my way towards the back room. Provided I'll just head towards the doorway that's over there.
Is that my signal, like when you do that?
Yeah. So the glass smashes down, and then as soon as it does, Gorix kind of like one second, there we go. He kind of comes around to this side of the bar, and he's like, "Oh, geez, oh no, got to get the ale off the floor there. It's don't want to ruin any boots, you know. They are the currency that keeps these walls standing." And he kind of goes around, he starts toweling it up, you know, like from underneath you, and he goes, "But you're not getting another one for free." You know, and he is toweling it up, so he starts to towel it up.
And I'm going to go to stand up and accidentally trip over him as he's cleaning up.
Oh man, oh jeez, and he kind of rolls up and he looks at her. He's like, "Look where you're going here. I'm trying to clean up after your disastrous friend."
I'm so sorry. I please apologize. Let me help you with that, and then I'm going to grab the rags from him, and I'm going to make the mess worse.
Oh, like, I'm so getting Benny Hill.
I'm going to look like I'm trying to clean it up, but I'm just not. I'm going to intentionally do a bad job of it.
All right,
I'm just
she's
sitting
doing
at the
that.
bar, acting like everything's normal, since Malakwa just was like, "Okay, look at this."
You could go too, Foley.
Yeah.
Should I go?
I mean, sure, whatever.
So do you.
I mean, you see him heading towards the door. It wouldn't be.
I don't see him heading towards the door. He's invisible, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I suppose there's that.
He didn't tell me, so I don't know what's happening.
I could cast message and be like, "Hey man, you coming?"
Do you?
All right, so I guess you're invisible, so you're able to kind of slide right into this kitchen, and you walk past us, and it smells like boiling potatoes and salty pork in there, and she's just kind of whistling to herself, you know, just some Beyonce or something, and you look around and you see just rusted pots and pans, and you see, you know, like some empty bottles of wine and ale and things like that. And there is the back of the room, just a set of earthen steps that seem to go right down past a very narrow little door that's turned up into what would be a potato cellar.
Oh, perfect. I'll just head down there. I assumed I was going to have to try and open a door. I like steps.
So you walk down there, and what you are greeted with is a whole lot of bags of potatoes. And it's very dark, and the smell is, just kind of rooty, and there's a little smell of whiskey down there. You notice there's a couple barrels that are probably stilling something, so it's got a kind of that pungent smell. And I need you to roll a perception.
Okie doke. Oh man, what dice? What dice? Great. Let's see. We got a solid 6.
You kind of look around the room, and you notice that not only are there potato sacks everywhere, but there's just potatoes that are growing up the walls and out of the ceiling a little bit. And it's just, there's a tangle of kind of these roots all over the place. And you hear something, but you can't quite put your eyes or ears on where it came from.
At this point, I would assume I'm far enough out of earshot that if I whisper, the woman in the kitchen won't hear me. So I'll cast message.
Mm-hmm.
Send Foley a message that says, hey man, if you want to come back here, I'm just sort of in the back room basement area. I feel like something's here. Don't know. If you need a distraction, let me know. I'll make sure T gets, I don't know, does something dumb.
Are they still all tumbling over everything, or will
this has been 10 or 15 seconds.
Cool.
I'm attempting to draw out this ale cleaning up as long as possible.
Can I try to stealth around and like sneak through?
Yeah, you'd just be getting past the lady probably at this point.
Okay.
Roll for stealth.
I got a 23.
You seemingly vanish as you corner the bar and go right past the lady. In fact, you go right underneath her legs and kind of plume her skirt for a second. And she goes, "Ooh, oh, the wind got me there, didn't it?"
I think I would normally try to not do that, but okay. I'm trying to be stealthy.
You're just so good at it. It doesn't even matter. And you end up down in the cellar.
Okay. Should I do a perception and try to see what I can see?
Yeah, you can roll perception. We're going to assume that Malakwi is kind of like, I think I hear something.
Oh, I got a 15.
All right. You hear something again. It sounds like a whisper. And towards the very far end of the cellar, next to the casks of whiskey, where there's just a dense thicket of roots growing up into the floorboards below you and into the wood, you see something rustling almost in the roots, just kind of moving very subtly.
Can I tell what size it is?
It was a bit of movement, but it's not huge. It's maybe it wouldn't be like a big. It wouldn't be somebody or something that's bigger than you.
Oh, gotcha. Bigger than me. Well, that's saying a lot.
I mean, not in any real way. It's hard for you to tell other than there's movement, but it didn't feel like something big. It felt like something
How far away
relatively
is
small. From you right now, it's probably like 16, 18 feet tops. You guys are at the base of the cellar. It's at the back. The whole room, I'm saying, is maybe 16, 17 feet deep, somewhere in that neighborhood.
There's something rustling over there. I pull out my dagger and try to like creep over towards it.
But also being very cognitive and being very stealthy as I do it.
You walk over to the wall, and there's some movement along the thicket of potato roots, and you hear very subtly. Oh, I think Crystal's Skype just died for the record here. She's frozen.
Oh.
All right, Crystal. Oh, she's coming. Let's see if she comes back here for a second. All right, she's back. She's alive.
Okay.
All
It's
right.
literally, like, I was not even touching my computer. Skype just closed itself.
Nice.
Also, sorry if now the order is messed up because I.
Nah,
Is it okay?
we're almost done. Don't worry.
Okay.
And you
That's
hear volley, volley, and it's just kind of pulsing and moving.
What? I didn't say that, but I thought it.
I'll walk over and join him, I guess. Just
Yeah.
So
close.
whatever it is knows I'm there. It's literally saying my name, right?
It's Belmo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why is it pulsing in a wall of potatoes?
Cool. I try to see. Can I do another perception check to see if I can perceive exactly what's going on? Or I mean, I have I can see really well in low
Sure.
light. So never mind. I got a 1. I don't see.
Oh,
I literally just don't see.
You just hear your name.
I said
That's
I can't see what's going on. Malakwa, what is it?
I don't know. Can I try to see what's going on?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Oh boy.
We're just down here in the dark, fumbling around.
At a solid 7. Can't
Yeah,
find it.
you also hear your name now. Malakwa, Malakwa.
That's fascinating. I'll start seeing if I can kind of part the vines wherever the movement's coming from.
Yep. As you part the vines, you start to see a face. And there's roots coming out of the nostrils. The eyes are crusted shut with dirt. But as you part it further and further, you see that there is a long-bearded, one-legged halfling tangled up in the dirt and in the roots. It's Belmo.
What? Why?
And that's where we end.
oh!
Yeah, let me
One
tell you what.
leg. So that really was his leg the goblin was eating a long time ago.
Yeah.
He really does have one leg.
Wow.
Hey, honestly, it's easier. He's just in the dirt. I mean, it sucks, but he's in the dirt here. I mean, what else do we need?
So it's rough. He's got roots coming out of his face.
Well, the next session's gonna be popping.
Yeah, but that's like messed up because like if these people are obviously terrible, evil people.
Oh yeah. I mean, I thought that before we even went in the town. They're living in Goblinville. I knew they had to be in with the goblins.
Well,
that
and
I don't know if
they're
I don't think
holding him
Crystal's
hostage.
character just doesn't know as much about what's going on in the whole like area either. So Crystal's just like, "Hey, we're new in town." I'm like, "Don't say that."
I mean,
But
with
yeah.
only 40 or 50 people living in a town, it's not like they wouldn't know that was the case anyway.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure, but
If we were I think if we were trying to be deceptive, it would be worse for us. If we were forthcoming, then it potentially doesn't put us in a bad spot.
I had a cool idea for a distraction, but next
What was it
time.
going to be? You saving it?
I can save it, but I was just gonna come in and brag about. Did you see what I did out there? 4 chickens and 4 waters. Like, make a deal. Like,
I was gonna
killed
punch somebody in the.
everybody.
I was gonna punch somebody in the gut to make them cry if they couldn't fake cry, and we wanted to go that route.
That would have
I was
been
gonna
great.
look for their wall of heroes, all that kind of stuff.
Like, where is the wall of heroes?
Pictures of shoes.
hey, T, just know if you ate those potatoes, you were eating potatoes that were grown out of Bilmo's own skin.
No, man, it's chickens and water for tea.
I know. I got you the wrong stuff, but what am I supposed to do?
I wouldn't have eaten it.
But he did. He brought you out, what, pork and potatoes?
Yeah, pork and potatoes.
Did I say I ate it?
No, I'm just saying if you did.
There you go.
Might have been the rest of Belmo's nub too. Who knows?
Oh no!
No, you guys saw. Yeah, that was back on the Lost Isle there.
So hey, are we like level 48 yet? Bro, we've done a lot of stuff.
You guys have. You have. I'll have to do some math to decide whether you get to be level 4 or not yet. You're close. You are close. You might be there. I mean, I had
Awesome.
this set up for session math, but let me
Because we became level 3 before you started your
Beginning of
thing.
this. beginning.
Yeah.
You guys are probably going to be 4. I'll double check it, but I think you're going to be 4.
Nice.
I think you will be
Awesome.
4.
We definitely had an awesome
Will we do
episode.
the next show sooner than later just because of the holiday season?
I have no clue what's
Oh,
going
That's
on.
a good question.
Oh yeah, our next episode
Yeah.
technically, if we do it the 30th, I'm gonna be in Kansas City visiting my family. That's not to say that I couldn't play, but if we did, I probably wouldn't be able to play for as long of a session, if that makes sense.
We'll have to figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get on text and let me know, because if I needed to keep one on like to 2 hours or less, I could actually do that. I just have to write myself into that. Railroad you guys a little bit.
Might work for me. I think I'm back the 30th. But if I am back, it's like that's the day I get back.
Awesome. Well, thanks everybody who joined us in chat. Make sure to check out Dogmite Games if you haven't checked them out already. I'm sure everybody listening's heard us say this a bajillion times. But they've got
Hey, they're the
they've
best,
got
though.
insane stuff. They've got tons of insane
have
stuff.
Insane stuff.
And they keep making more stuff. Like they put out like new looking sheath things that like hold like 3 sets of dice and like have a whole side with like miniatures and magnets and stuff. They have like they just always are making new like Dungeons and Dragons products, and it's a lot of like role playing products. So make sure to check that stuff out if you're at all interested in it. Make sure to check that
They're
out
a
at
cool company.
Dogmite.
Like I want to be their friends.
I think you can win. Think you can win a DM screen on their site right now too, or at least they were running a thing on.
Did you apply for that?
a couple days
You're
ago.
like, yes,
I
please.
think
Yes.
they did it. That girl in Arkansas won.
That's
I
awesome.
100% applied for that because that Valhalla screen. Oh, their screen
Oh,
system.
I applied as well, and they announced the winner.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, some girl in Arkansas.
Nice.
Well, I guess that gives you some patriotism. I don't.
A little bit. That's the only reason why I remember that, because I was like, oh, Arkansas. I know that place.
Awesome. We'll make sure to keep everyone up to date on when the next session is. And thanks everybody for joining us. And make sure to check out all the different stuff that we do. Make sure to check out Board Game Blitz and the stuff Crystal does
Yes.
on the Dice Tower. Woo!
Woo-woo.
Check out writing.newman on Instagram and Shades of the Mind on Instagram. I'm always like, yeah, check out their Instagram. Check out Adam. He does stuff. You can
I do stuff.
check out the Epic Gaming Night podcast because we podcast sometimes and it's fun. And thanks
Favorite Game
everybody.
Friday.
It's been a blast. Bye.